welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show, and Montgomery definitely needs a new mayor. I mean, Troy Carrico's in the studio, and we'll talk about the 4th of July, and I thought it was I watched live in total the whole Trump speech with all the old American flags and all the veterans that he rolled out there and stuff, but you think Montgomery needs a new mayor?
I know Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people, I had a friend, one of our listeners, Ryan King, who sent the triple, remember the screens up? Mm-hmm. He came to our 4th of July party. Great brother in Christ, just a great dude. And he said to me, wow, what's going on up here for Mobile? And I'm like, this, my friend, is a demilitarized zone. So.
Yeah, and then this is like the bare bones from WAKA.
Yeah.
Montgomery police are investigating after a young girl was shot Monday morning. MPD tells Action Aid it happened around 2:20 a.m. at the 400 block of Milligan Drive. MPD and fire medics responded to the scene where officers located a young girl who sustained life-threatening injuries from a gunshot wound. The victim was taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. A lot of folks online saying the girl was 6. The report here saying identity and age have not been released, but that's the scuttlebutt out there. She was only 6. And this comes right off the heels of another, in our News Talk family, Holt, his family member, his son, getting essentially a drive-by, and both of them getting hit. There were other crime stories over the weekend. Man injured in Midtown Montgomery shooting, woman injured in a Montgomery robbery. That's just, over the weekend. And you just look at they'll say, crime is down and we're fixed the problem. We're doing beautifully in this city. And by the way, let's take out a huge bond to create a civic center or an arena or something. And I'm sure we promise not to raise your taxes.
Whitewater Park's doing well. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, what about the Office of, the Crime Prevention or Violence Prevention? Mm-hmm. Have we gotten those stats from them yet?
They're working on it.
Are they? Okay,
yeah. They're working overtime.
Yeah. So to the tune of $170,000.
Yeah, no, you got to pay for overtime, but they're working overtime.
Yeah,
and in fact, they've been working overtime a lot. It makes me think they're really diligent in their efforts.
I think that those are probably some of the top-notch Montgomery City employees.
Yeah, like when are we going to have a governor that has the balls, perhaps literally,
next year,
to actually say, well, let's bring in the National Guard?
Yeah, that'll fix it.
Seems to have worked in D.C. Seems to have worked in Memphis.
Memphis, yeah, absolutely. They shot, did you see? Two guardsmen shot, killed a gunman.
Yeah, I did see
How
that.
How did that 9mm sideways, like gangster style, hold up to it?
And that's the thing with this. I don't think the young girl here was the target of whoever did this.
Of course she wasn't. She was collateral damage.
Right. So it's not even like we don't even have murderers in Montgomery who actually kill who they intend to.
They don't shoot.
They're killing children.
Yep.
Children killing children, honestly.
Yeah.
It's awful. And it's, it's not unexpected. What, we get 1 or 2 of these a year? 1 or 2 a year.
See, it seems like it's a little bit more frequent of late.
Yeah, and it seems like the baseline has come up.
It seems like it has since I've lived here.
And leadership, the so-called mayor wants to pretend like, okay, once we get to that baseline, let's see how the top line fluctuates year over year. But the baseline's still up, especially when you look at this over, say, the last decade. It's not a good sign. It's not a good approach. And it comes hand in hand with this idea of like, well, we support the police, but, we also support all sorts of other folks and different approaches and community policing and blah, 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 blah.
I've lived here for 10 years now. This September will be 10 years. And I remember when I first moved here, I lived in Cloverdale. And then I moved out to the country with Robin. And I can tell you, it is palatable, the degradation that has occurred and just in the general areas that I'm around. I mean, and I watch The Creep. I keep watching The Creep.
Now, there is, if you go to Fairview and Court Street, you go west of Court Street, then you pop back over. It's like you go from black and white to color.
Yeah, Technicolor. Bloody Technicolor. Yep.
Like, you go to certain parts of that area of town, and it stretches into the downtown to a good extent. You're like, where's the life? Where are the trees? I don't even hear birds singing. I just see one little bird just pittering around. Just on the concrete. just strolling around.
And he's pushing a shopping cart.
It's like, did your baby get shot too, little bird? And then you drive a little bit over, and it's like, historic Montgomery, the place where, Fitzgerald, courted Zelda.
For only a couple months.
It's always the crazy ones.
Yeah. Yes, that demographic, that group.
But yeah, that's continuing to happen in Montgomery. And I don't expect anything to change until Montgomery gets new leadership.
Can I ask you something?
Can't happen soon enough.
You're a logical guy. So let's use some inductive or deductive logic. If we know that the city crime rates are continuing an upward trend, we know that the police department has been slashed, burnt, and basically the morale is as abject, and we're bleeding. We can't fill our ranks fast enough.
And every press conference, the chief looks like he's in a hostage video.
That's what I mean. So knowing what we know, a logical person would deduce either A, Steve Reed is incompetent and an idiot, or he is purposely screwing the pooch.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
bestiality is. I've always liked that phrase. So this is an idiom.
Screw the pooch. You're thinking about literally what kind?
Because it's such a nasty thing, but it's become so commonplace. People say it all the time.
Dirty Germans.
But no, I think man, my honest take with Mayor Reed is it's a little bit of both. I think there is, number one, an agenda that is sort of the blue city, blue dot agenda that cuts against, say, tough on crime policies.
Sure.
And then I think there's also a level of incompetence, but I don't even want to put it that way. I would rather put it as lack of leadership and ability to lead a lot of different types of folks and to bring folks together. Like, that's to me the issue here, because you look at what the council and the mayors signed off on over the years. They've upped pay, they've upped bonuses, they've upped all sorts of stuff. So it makes me go, okay, if it's not just a straight money thing or a monetary incentive thing, it's clearly a qualitative thing.
It's culture.
And you got to wonder, will the people of Montgomery, I guess, next year actually decide, like we say every day on this show after we thank God, Montgomery needs a new mayor?
Sure.
272-9228. Let's go to line one real quick before we hop into things. You're on there. Who's this?
Chuck Boy.
What's up?
Chuck Boy. Hey, thanks, Mr. Trump, for making that phone call and getting rid of that red card. That was BS anyway.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that. You got anything on Montgomery?
Oh, absolutely. Where do I stop? I know one thing. He's not going to come on your show anymore, Joey.
I don't want him on my show. I haven't wanted him on my show for months.
Joey, I am so happy. You know what's ironic is let's talk about that 6-year-old, okay? This is a 6-year-old child, probably in theory, okay? In theory, probably watched the movie with her father or mother or some friends to go see Toy Story 5, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Went to bed with the whole world ahead of her, or with her, and probably had her little teddy bear sleeping and dreaming of great dreams of living, okay? And to wake up on the pearly gates with Christ waiting for her. You know what? You're right, Joey. Meemaw needs to call the National Guard out. She's got the power to do it. Show me you're a conservative Republican, Meemaw, and not an undercover Democrat, okay? Because evidently they're not taking care of business. And you know something? Is your partner there?
Yeah. Troy is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Troy.
Yes, sir.
When I was in the military, I used to tell kids when I had to tell somebody twice to do something. I used to tell my soldiers, my troops, very simple. I said, you know what? There's only 2 types of individuals that I have to tell 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Those are children because they have a short attention span.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right?
Either that, or you've got a mental problem. I need to send you to the clinic and have an evaluation. Because either way, I don't need you out there on that field to defend and protect somebody else's life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the same thing. Incompetent. You're so right when you said he's either doing this on purpose or he's completely stupid. It's one of the two. Please tell me, Mayor, which one are you? And you know what? You can't feel sorry, Joey, because look who keeps voting for him.
The victims.
The victims. And you know, it's a 6-year-old child. Do you think he's going to come out and say anything with the mayor again and have his hand to the mayor's backside like a puppet? and having him talk. Because you're right. Every time he goes up there, he looks like he's a
He looks
hostage.
like he's scared.
He is scared to say anything because and that's why the police chief and the fire chief, we need to change our rules. Gets elected and voted by the majority of our city council. That is too much power for one damn person. Hire and fire by the will of the mayor.
I can't help but think, Joey, Soldier Boy, when I think about this, I believe, and I don't know, I've only met him a couple times. I told him that he sounded bigger on the radio when I met him. I said, Joey, I said this. So he's the kind, he strikes me as the kind that he's willing to sell off the city to go further up in the Democratic Party kind of thing.
I wish he would.
Yeah, I do too.
Just
brother.
go ahead and take
wish.
that next step.
He's got eyes on something else, but I'm just thinking he can sacrifice.
And again, if the mayor and the city leadership aren't working, you then have to ask what's happened with the state leadership. Where are you, Governor?
You're right.
Are you awake?
Yes, go.
I feel like we would have more
You know what?
action in the governor's office if we exhumed Wallace and just put his bones up there.
Bring out the
You know what's going
dogs.
to be next? Remember they say that they're going to blame the Democrat progressive liberals. Going to say, oh, we need to get tighter gun control. We need to get rid of guns out of these. You know what that song goes? There's 20 ways to leave your lover. Well, there's 20 ways to kill your lover. Okay? There's 20 ways I can kill. I can stab you, run over you, blow you up, hit you with a car, hit you, you know what I mean? Stab you to, I mean, come on, people. Stop blaming it on guns. Guns are
Well, no,
probably
how
the
about
only
this?
thing-
I agree with them to a point. We'll have National Guard in here and we'll start a stop and frisk program. That's how you can
Oh, I love it.
confiscate all sorts of firearms. But
Safety
apparently
inspection.
that's not allowed. So what we're going to do is ban the guns, but not have the police, enforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Joey, there's certain parts of town, and you can go out there and buy yourself an automatic weapon out of somebody's back of the trunk. Come on.
But no, also, like, you know how you could have solved this?
Yeah.
You funded education a little more better 20 years ago. That's the standard Hicklib response to all this. And then all you white folks that left, and it's like, it's not just white folks leaving. And it's a shame. It's really sad. And
And you know what's sad is, the sad thing about it is this child that died and passed away.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if that child is Hispanic, black, or white. It doesn't matter. It's a child. It's God's creation.
Amen.
And I hate to say it. And didn't that it happened on the east side of Montgomery? Did it not?
I don't know where it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened on the east side of Montgomery.
Well, like I said, there's mission creep everywhere.
It does. It doesn't discriminate. People just don't understand that. A stray bullet has no conscience. It's just going to go.
Yep.
And I heard stupid people shooting guns during the 4th of July at night. So aren't they smart enough to know? Didn't they wake up in physics that what goes up has to come down?
You know why?
No, actually, Soldier, well, this was like right behind the neighborhood behind Eastdale Mall, which makes sense.
Oh, you want to see something right now, Joey? I'm at the Eastdale Mall right now at the Courtyard Cafe, okay, where they used to have the food court,
Mhm.
Guess what I see right in front of me? Tread marks of burned rubber donuts. Somebody did 3 or 4 or 5 times. Nothing but spread circles in this one little spot.
Right outside the mall?
Oh,
Inside
Yep.
the food court.
Nice.
yeah, and you can see also, too, they must have been driving awful fast because all the way from J.C. Penney to the food court entrance, okay, there's nothing but burned rubber marks of swerves.
Wow.
People are just getting crazy,
Right.
and there's no accountability. And then we got, like you said, those individuals that get caught that shot and accidentally killed that young lady at 6 years old, if they get caught, they better not have any bond, Joey.
Well, and then that's, again, more of a state issue. And again,
Catherine
and the
Robertson.
judges in particular.
Catherine Robertson's going to fix that.
And we got to get on top of it. But, I think because this happened in that Eastdale Mall, Atlanta Highway area, you know what? I have an idea, because we can't just be complainers. We have to build things in this town. You know what I think really helped that area? More car wash spots.
Oh, wait a minute.
money
More hot-
laundering.
More hot wing locations. I can't have enough hot wing locations.
Right, man. I mean, and this is the reason you don't start a small business to be an entrepreneur that grows into franchises and licensing and all that stuff. You start a small business to launder money.
That's exactly what you do. That's what the car washes are. Most of them are owned by British companies.
Except for the people we know. They're great people, right?
I'd like to think.
Hey,
that my
did you guys
criminals-
watch the game? Hey,
Yeah,
did you watch the game last night?
yeah, of course. I'm
That
bitten.
Mexico game, England game.
bitten- I'm
Was that a
bitten.
great game?
I'm bitten by this bug, man.
Didn't you write about this week?
Yeah, I did.
You're bitten by the World Cup
Yeah,
bug.
I am. And I know it's a globalist ploy,
Yeah.
but it's neat that we can poop all over the desk of FIFA and get what we
Well,
want.
people are wondering if the U.S. wins tonight, like they advance to like
we
what?
play
the,
Portugal. We play Portugal.
the
or
group of
Spain.
eight?
Yeah, group of eight. Portugal.
or like the grade eight,
Yeah,
or
the winner of Portugal or Spain is who we'll play.
Okay.
But let's
Right.
Joey, let's focus on Belgium.
though I
On
think
Belgium.
the official term, at least when the French do coverage of the World Cup and it gets to the group of eight, it's called the gay orgy. That's what this is.
it's a Roman bath.
Right, exactly. This is
But
just it's so silly.
Joey, you know what's bad about the soccer, though? I hate to say it. That like 80% of the players that played on the Mexico team were actually from Mexico.
Right.
Okay, but now you can hire guns, and the highest bidder can get the best players.
Yeah.
So you're not really representing a country. You're representing whoever paid you the most. Come on.
Hey, if somebody wants to pay me, I'll love their country a lot, baby.
This food is for sale.
All right, guys.
Bye.
See you, Soldier
you.
Boy. No, and like when these stories come up, there's several things everybody hits.
Yeah.
Like, my standard tune would be like, how many of these kids actually had a parent that took them to church, that grafted them into a loving community,
Yeah.
that learned to love one another? You know what? You can't love one another as you love yourself. You're incapable of loving other people as you would love yourself if you don't love God first. And that's something I would, in some form or fashion, even before I would explicitly say I believed in God, I would be writing something about that.
Sure.
Then you would get the Josh Moon article of, look at all the things we failed to do for the last 20 things. It's the systemic legacy of oppression
Racism
and
and racism.
interstates through neighborhoods and stuff. And it's like, yeah. And then, of course, you get the more momentary, we need a new mayor. We need a new governor. We need all this stuff. And I'm sitting here at this point saying, well, we need maybe all that. You can't go back in time, though.
No, we cannot.
And you can't force people to go to church. And even if you vote for the right folks, you may not get exactly what you think you deserve. But we got to try,
we do, Joey.
because something's wrong here.
And prayer, listen, prayer helps, but let's talk about this. And we've had this before, this conversation a couple months back, where the accusation was made that I was being racist when I said you need to police yourselves because 90% of the crime is black on black. You got to take care of this. Your community has to bring them into the fold. And I think my retort was, well, if I was racist, I'd issue a gun to every 17 to 23-year-old black male. I am not racist. I care about everybody. Your community is crumbling from within. Take the churches, take the family. But Joey, it's almost like it's a penchant. It's a fatalistic lifestyle. You remember the video you showed several months ago about the gangbangers here?
Yeah.
There's no.
Last year,
Yeah. It's no. It's
No, and I've
just
seen
derelict.
those young boys, some men, and you just wonder,
It's terrible.
where did it all begin? Where did it all begin? And I think that what you just said, it's counterintuitive. Again, you can't vote this in.
No.
Can't pass a city ordinance or pass laws about this. But I think when you said the community, actually, I slightly would undermine your point, but I think you'll know where I'm coming from. I think part of the problem is people always identifying with the community, and yet when you really need community, it's not anywhere to be found.
Sure.
Perhaps are you authentically this or are you authentically that is part of the problem here.
Perhaps.
I don't give a damn what your race is. Why aren't you behaving before your Lord? I don't give a damn what your background is. Why aren't you doing well in this world and doing good even to those who do evil to you? Our community, it is their community, our community. It's Montgomery.
It's
Eastdale
awesome.
Mall and that neighborhood used to be the spot, baby. And the communities changed, and we got little communities and within communities here in Montgomery, and everybody's got their little fiefdom.
Yeah. That's the way of the world, man.
It's just a shame. Just a shame. Anyway, again, a young girl shot and killed.
Unfortunate.
Internet saying she's 6. Who knows? Could be younger, could be a little older. But a young, way too young. And in particular, though it becomes cliche at moments like this, lift up her family
Yes.
in prayer for strength and for resilience. And lift up that young girl, though we don't know her name. Lift her up for the repose of her soul. It's a shame. 272-9228. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Joey.
Hello.
Joey.
Hello.
How you doing, TS?
I'm percolating.
Nice.
Thanks for your show today. I know how these incidents happen. I was in New Orleans, and if our truck hadn't gotten stolen and I was inside doing some stuff, I was walking outside and one of those New Year's Eve bullet things went up and came down, and if the timing hadn't been right and Jesus hadn't been with me,
Yep.
it popped me in my upper thigh, and it left a bruise on my leg. But it could have been even more tragic.
Yeah.
People just don't get it.
That is, those are fatal. Every year, approximately 7 to 10 people are killed by projectiles returning back, because when they come back, they're coming at terminal velocity, and they usually hit the soft spot at the top of your head. You're very, very blessed and very fortunate.
I was very blessed, and Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. I won't keep you guys. I'm enjoying the show today. Joey, I liked seeing you on the jet ski this past weekend.
Oh, I had a great weekend.
Ah, good.
Yeah, out there, I realize, though, I am white. Like, you know,
you could be white.
no, but I don't mean that in any sort of racial or political way. I mean, just
I
like
know.
I am translucent, baby. And the sun was
okay,
kissing me a little
honey.
too hard.
Well, there's this new thing going on, and dermatologists are freaking out about people who've quit wearing sunscreen. Just put on 30 to 60 and just have a good time.
Oh,
get
no,
tan
I did.
anyway.
I appreciate, shout out to Eddie's partner in crime, Big Back, for her jet ski. That was
Yeah?
a lot of fun.
Yeah. There you go, babe. I won't keep y'all any longer. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Simpler days.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, Joey, that's why you need a woman in your life to put the suntan lotion on you. You know, slow and easy before you get out in the sun.
Stop it. Get out of my head. I know. I'm lonely enough. Thanks for the reminder.
Just a thought. The band is playing, and the Titanic is going down, gentlemen. The Montgomery of the time when Joey, you worked over there at that entertainment place.
The funnest
time
of
when
zones.
We had two
Yeah.
a fun zone. When we had 2 vibrant malls, when we had a great public school system, when we had approximately 500 police officers. That Montgomery is gone, gentlemen.
Wow.
And the band is playing.
Simpler days. Can I ask you, since you're a subject matter expert in this, what was the peak of the force? What was it? 500?
It was over 500. We had a federal grant
Okay.
to hire, and it was about 515, 520, right in that range when we had the federal grant. But of course, it was the grant ran out, and then you had to create salaries to sustain it. But
So how many shifts would you run, sir? How many shifts and how many feet would officers would have been on in the field at any given time?
when I was a shift commander, and the duty roster would have 66 officers on second shift.
Wow.
That's sworn officers, not including sergeants, lieutenants, or
Okay.
captains.
Okay.
But we put 66 officers on the street.
What do you reckon they're putting out there right now? Just give me
Oh.
educated guess or semi-educated guess from your perspective.
Well, from what I know from people coming out to the FOP and
Yep.
telling us what it's about 180 right at that.
Makes sense.
So that means how many feet or how many officers are out there? Probably we're guessing half of what you guys had out. I'm thinking.
Oh well, yeah, well past. And see now what you're
Man.
doing is working those officers
Yeah.
around the clock.
Sure.
You know, they're not getting any off time, so when a job comes along where they don't have to do that, they're going to take it.
Darn right.
Well, let me ask you a question though, because I think it's a question some people do ask in good faith, and it's a good one if you haven't had the experience, especially that you've had simpler days. How would say 100 more officers prevent something like this shooting and killing of that 6-year-old? Like how? I mean, maybe not literally. You have an officer or a squad car in the way of the bullet, but is there? How would that affect these sorts of crimes that you see if you had 100 more officers?
Well, you'd have to change the tactics that you're using with those 100 officers. You would have to bring back police procedures that work, such as used to have the Retake Our Turf team, and they'd hit hot spots where drug dealers were gathering, congregating, and making drug sales, and usually there's firearms involved. And usually when you take one of those individuals down, you're going to develop an informant, or you're going to get a weapon, and it'll lead to other criminals. And then you're going to have a person in charge that sends a message to those 100 officers that not everybody is going to respect you because of that badge, because of that uniform,
Mm-hmm.
but they will fear you if they know what the consequences are.
Yeah.
And they've got to know that if they do a drive-by shooting, just like the guy, what was it, a week or so ago, he fired, 30 or so rounds at the law enforcement officer, and he didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he wouldn't have gotten off 15.
Yeah.
He would have gotten return fire coming in on him from multiple officers, and they wouldn't have hesitated. They wouldn't have thought about it. They wouldn't, am I going to get in trouble? Am I going to get my file, checked? They would have reacted on their training and what they knew the city was going to back them up if they neutralized the threat.
Simpler days, the way you put that, all my time fighting counterinsurgency in Southwest Asia, I can tell you this. You know how you solve those problems? You relocate them underground. That's how you solve those problems.
There you go. And there's those 100 officers, if you gave them enough lead and you didn't tell them they're going to abuse anybody,
right.
They're not going to violate the Constitution, but if you let them aggressively patrol,
They'll fix it.
and a good hunting dog can hunt, anywhere. As long as he knows you're going to pat him on the head and tell him you did a good job of bringing that squirrel back,
Yep.
he'll hunt. And those law enforcement officers, those 100, they will hunt if you pat them on the head and tell them they're doing a good job.
Right.
And if they make a simple mistake, that you're going to support them, you're going to redirect them, and you're going to coach them up.
You know why? And you speak with in my opinion, I love when you call, because I see in you the reality of things that I have encountered as an infantry officer. And I can tell you this, Joey, if you got enough men on patrol or women on patrol, if you got enough cops, constable on patrol, if you've got them out in the communities, they are making relations with the communities, and they know who the bad guys are. They know who they are, and they can take them out.
They know them now, and they just
don't have enough firepower to get it.
Bingo, that's it. In the term community policing, all that is the old beat cop
Darn
that
right.
made relationships,
Darn
that knew,
right.
knew, and they were comfortable talking to him. But see, we've got to get back to where
The base.
law enforcement officers, if a robbery went down, you would get run over in the parking lot of the Montgomery Police Department because of officers running out of the building, jumping in their cars, wanting to catch the criminal.
Awesome.
They were great hunting dogs, but they didn't fear the consequences of City Hall for just doing their job. And the 100 officers have got to have that. They've got to be sure that that's what they want them to do before they go out on the mission. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. I was there this morning.
Well, good.
Gave them some of my blood.
Yep.
It was my several month checkup.
Right.
Check in.
Right.
Took my blood pressure. I'm doing all right.
How long did it take you? How long did it take you?
I got there at 9 and I got out of there at 9:15
And that was with blood work, huh?
with blood
Yeah,
work.
they do that.
And just quick check in on, am I good on my supplies
Yeah.
and my peptide
Right.
and other stuff? And I'm telling you, I talked to the doctor for a second, Dr. Hannah, and I just told her it's working great. Like, I'm noticing differences at the gym. My sleep patterns are much better, so I'm much less cranky than I used to. Now, I will say a lot of that is, turning back to the Lord and praying every day.
Yeah, that
but
helps. That
I think
helps.
also the peptide's helping definitely with getting more deep sleep and REM. And of course, at Montgomery Men's Health, if you're a man and, you don't feel like a fella anymore, they have solutions. And it doesn't matter if you're mid to late 30s like I am, or it could be you're in your 50s or your 60s and you don't feel like the man you used to be, or it could be, you're 20 something. If you've always felt a little off, like you've never felt like you had the same sort of strength and say initiative and edge that other fellows around you had. So with Montgomery Men's Health, what you're going to be going to is a place that was born from a history of treating men for ED and low T for almost 15 years. They have a real history helping guys the right way, never just like an add-on at the last second.
Right.
And so this past year, and I've seen it myself, they've leveled up. New care, new options. It really is impressive to see. And so what you need to do is know your numbers, know your testosterone score.
Absolutely.
And the urologist medical providers there at Montgomery Men's Health make it easy. And you know what? Pills don't work for everybody, especially if you're doing the online route. No, go instead see people in person. So check them out today. You can always get a $99 testosterone test with your numbers in about an hour if you want to stick around. Just call them up today to make that appointment. 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can always book online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. Be sure to tell the fine folks over there that Joey, that long-haired fellow on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Bowen Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing. Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street got back to work this morning following the long holiday weekend, and President Trump rang the opening bell, doing so remotely from the White House. It was a promotion for the new Trump accounts, encouraging investment on behalf of newborns. Treasury Secretary Bessent notes that some 38% of Americans do not own stocks. Uncertainty over the future of global oil supplies remains as talks with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz are suspended during the days-long funeral of Iran's Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. AAA's national average for regular gasoline, $3.79 a gallon. That is down a penny from yesterday. UK-based TV, internet, and mobile phone provider Sky, which is owned by Comcast, has agreed to buy ITV's media and entertainment arm for up to $2.1 billion. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It is a different weather pattern in that the temperatures will be down just a tad, but radar will be much more active. High temperature in the lower 90s today with the sun and cloud mix and scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. They tend to fade out at night. Overnight low temperature down to about 74. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, same thing. A good bit of sun, high in the lower 90s, and scattered random showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Is cocaine a stronger up?
Yeah. Cocaine,
So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Joey Clark.
Welcome back into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for a beautiful day. I think the show's going beautifully so far, and Montgomery still needs a new mayor. Needed a new mayor for a while. In fact, last election cycle, but kind of got too little too late there. But it's interesting. I have a sense that I'm not on the inside. I purposely remain aloof. Okay. In fact, I think I annoy some people that want me to be more like hitting this every day and real serious about it and stuff. But I have my role. And so I'm aware of, but I'm not part of. I think there's a group of very concerned citizens that are looking into Montgomery in every different way to understand what are the problems and where all the bodies are being buried. And God love those folks for doing it.
Did you get that letter?
Oh, I read that one letter.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, that letter was weird because the first half, it seemed like it was written by like a IQ 130. Two
and
then it's like we came down about 15 points.
And they involved the white people in the second half. Did you see that? I love it. No, listen. I want to know who they are. If anyone is listening that wrote that letter and sent to myself and to Joey at our homes, I would like to know who you are, the concerned citizens of Montgomery. I would love to hear
I think it's even beyond the folks that wrote that letter, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
there are people watching, let's just say. There are people watching and looking into
Coach
everything.
Tuberville.
Well, and I wasn't even thinking of that. But that whole other level of, with Coach coming in.
He's going to be like Jesus coming to the temple and clearing the moneylenders, I'm hoping.
And, one way or another, it'd probably be the best thing that will ever happen to Mayor Stephen Reed. Because, we'll give him opportunity to play like the I'm against Tuberville and all his lily white racism and stuff. And And then it'll be good for business, though. Like, yeah, having a good enemy, like a wrestling, it's kind of like a wrestling thing where you have your baby face and your heel. Yeah. Tuberville's the perfect heel to Stephen Reed and vice versa.
So let's think about this. If that was wrestling, who would it? Okay, let's give each of them an identity. Who do you think that Steve Reed would be more like, just from the past?
Oh, from like the
I'm thinking Disco Inferno. And then listen,
are we going to get Disco Inferno against Honky Tonk Man?
I know him very well. I know Disco Inferno.
No, but are we going to get Disco Inferno against Honky Tonk Man?
No.
Honky Tonk Man?
I'm thinking he's more like Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man.
I don't know. That's not a compliment either.
I love it, man.
I know. I like DiBiase.
Or maybe Diamond Dallas Page. I think that's who he is.
Right.
Triple H.
No, I'm thinking more Gold Dust is the mayor, and no, yeah,
and then Ric Flair.
Yeah, no, Coach isn't Rick.
I'm just joking.
Coach isn't.
He's more of a. I know what you're doing, and I'm going to kick your ass.
If he's a four horseman, he might be Arn Anderson.
He could be Arn Anderson. He could be. I could see him pulling that off. Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that there's the wrestling side of it, the sizzle that will happen, and definitely a war words is going to go on between those two. It's just too good for business. But hopefully, at the end of the day, behind the scenes, with leadership at the top, and I'm talking about the state level, you can actually start to move things in a certain direction, and what I mean regionally. It's part of the problem as much as we do focus, and rightfully so, Montgomery needs a new mayor. This whole area, like I said, has all these little fiefdoms within Montgomery and all the surrounding counties. And, they're together on some things, but generally speaking, it's not like they're at each other's throats. But generally speaking, they are not rowing in the same direction. And if you want the capital city to be really good as a city, it needs to have those sort of feeder communities working in tandem. Those all these surrounding areas. Now, I get why people started this up and they have their independence, and I'm not saying that needs to go away. I'm just saying it would be nice if the stuff you never see in front of the camera, that if you kind of knew there were people in the area who are in positions of leadership actually who know each other and are working together, would be somewhat refreshing. Anyway.
You know what Robin says? You used to talk about working against each other, rowing. Robin goes, sometimes, Troy, I feel like I'm digging a hole, and at night you're putting dirt back in it. Are you listening, Robin? I pay attention to what you say.
I believe her.
Yes, she's right, too.
And plus, I'm on her bad side.
Sometimes I do it. No, you're not. She's not on her bad side. She just wanted you to come. That's all. You're loved. You're loved, beloved.
So there's all sorts of other stuff that's going on. How was you did a big old thing.
Yeah, it was great, man.
You had a big fireworks show yourself.
We did, yeah, about 40 minutes. We spend several thousands of dollars on it, and we get try to get the Class D, which is the biggest fireworks you can get legally.
Yeah. Now, did you see any of what they did on the mall?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I watched it live.
Yeah, they had the weather stoppage and all that.
Yeah, but like the Trump speech #1
was good.
Was great. Great. Especially bringing out that one guy who was like 104 years old who stood up and saluted. I'm like,
this veteran man.
And then Trump was like, they're saying I should cancel. These guys stormed Normandy. I can give a speech after it rains.
He goes, I overruled them.
Right. And to see, all these veterans from different eras.
Yeah, that's great.
And to see like I can't remember the exact lineage, but the relative of Francis Scott Key come out, who had served in the Army and was saluting the very flag.
Ain't that great?
Like, it was such a cool moment. And then it was clearly a Trump playlist, because I'm trying to remember the playlist as the fireworks are going off. I think it was Don't Stop Believin' was one of them.
I heard it.
Love Journey. Living on a Prayer was another one. Let's Go Crazy by Prince of the Revolution was another one. Party in the USA was, I think, the finale of that whole thing. Yeah, there was a lot of.
I didn't hear Toby Keith's.
No, yeah.
Did he play it? Yeah.
Red, white, and blue.
Gonna put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
And I have to say, on the feed I was watching, it wasn't as impressive as like all these camera shots you got from people in the crowd. But I could tell from watching it live on just that simple feed. That I've never seen anything like that with fireworks. Like that amount of fireworks all at once. I mean, the closest thing I would go to like war videos,
right.
Actual explosions.
So what I've found, and I kind of like follow the pyrotechnics, commercial pyrotechnics thing a little bit because I prepare for the show. I plan it. They've got a calculator that you put in what you got, and it'll tell you how to stage it and all that, which I kind of do in my own way a little bit. But anyways, what's neat is today with the drones and everything that are anchored, it's very artistic. Some things they could do. Yeah, it is.
No, but what I kind of liked at the end there, it stopped being even about the art and was just like quantity.
It was
quantity,
massive
like where
explosions.
the smoke was covering up a lot of the fire. It was just like throw everything at the end. I
Do
was
you
like,
think
okay.
that those fireworks were made in the United States or in China?
I don't know.
We have several factories that make fireworks. We have one in near my hometown in Dayton. It blew up once.
I have these Chinese gunpowder heritage fireworks.
Yeah, these are Hey, you know what's funny? China invented it for fireworks. It took it took Marco Polo to bring it back and take a white Western Christian to weaponize it and turn it into cannons and muskets.
I'm sure Jesus was proud.
He was very proud. The Crusaders should have had weapons like that.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to hit this break. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping. It comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
The River Region's first and only News Talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go to the phones and talk to James. Apparently has a question for me. Hey, James, how are you doing?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm all right.
I was curious, what peptide are you taking?
What is it? Cimarron?
Cimarron.
Cimarron or something? Yeah,
that's
the
it.
one that starts with an S.
Is it injection or tablet pills?
Injection.
It's a precursor. It's a precursor for your endogenous natural human growth hormone. So yeah.
Okay. And you inject every day?
5 days on, 2 days off.
Okay. Does that hurt?
If you do it wrong, I've done it wrong a few times, but no, if you do it right, you don't feel a thing.
Really? Okay.
Feels like victory.
And
Feels
it's
like
great,
victory.
man. It's like that in particular. I noticed at the gym. I notice like recovery after the gym. I notice my sleep a lot more deep.
Absolutely.
Does the oral tablet work the same?
I've heard that there could be some effect, but I don't think it's as effective as injection.
The reason it's not is so an injectable you get uptake of the for your uptake inhibitor or receptors about 75 to 85% versus a pill which has to be processed through your liver and then delivered into your blood, which you get about 30 to 50%. Here's the kicker though: you don't want to be taking pills because your liver has to process the byproduct. Go directly. And is it subcutaneously or are you doing intramuscularly?
No, it's subcutaneous. Like it's a
It's
tiny
insulin needle.
insulin.
It's an insulin. Listen,
Yeah.
it is. Come on, it's yeah. You can do it.
And what about, what brands are the best brands?
I go with Montgomery Men's Health.
They're compounded. They're compounded for especially for Montgomery Men's Health. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. All right. Well, I have to make an appointment over there.
All right. Thanks, James.
All right,
Appreciate it,
thanks.
man.
Bye, guys.
Another happy customer there.
Yeah. No, it's made a huge difference for me.
I know it has. I've watched you.
You've been spying on me. Well, you saw that jet ski photo, right?
No, I didn't.
See, I actually went to the lake.
I know you
on
didn't
Friday
come to our place, but you went to the lake, didn't you?
because it was just me and Eddie.
But you didn't want to be with 149 other people, did you?
And when I found out it was that many people, I'm like, oh, I don't feel.
Oh my God! Yeah, but it's just he wasn't going to write me. Listen, listeners, I want to tell you something about Joey. He did not write me to cancel. He was coming. I had to contact him an hour before because Robin goes, "Is Joey definitely going to be here?" I think he.
I tried to tell you the day before in a nice
you
way,
spoke-
but
you
you
spoke
thought
cryptically.
you took
You
it the
spoke
wrong.
cryptically.
I was trying to be
spoke cryptically.
diplomatic, but that's the shot.
Yeah, look at you. You look like you belong on that. It's like an ad. Where's Meemaw at? Where's her jet ski? She's at the dock
couldn't make
drinking.
it.
She's at the dock drinking.
Yeah, she couldn't make. She was taking a nap.
That looks nice. That was good.
was taking
Good time had by all. Did
Yeah.
you get a little sun? Yeah,
A little bit.
I can see a little
Not
on your
a lot,
face.
but a
See a
little
little
bit.
on your face.
Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good weekend in general
It was.
for the country. Now there was the whole Mondami speech.
Yeah, well, he's a,
Woo! Woo!
let's talk about hemorrhoids or brain surgery, something more pleasant.
And we can't really play it because I don't want to play the Mondami speech, but the Spencer Pratt response, did you see that?
He
That was
laid it-
epic.
Split him open, man.
And we can't play it because at one point, the first 3 minutes of the video are fine. We could play, but then his windup is Norm Macdonald saying, like, sounds like some effing commie gobbledygook to me. And then he's like, just F you. Put your middle fingers up to the communists. But I mean, millions and millions of views. Everybody sharing that video. Spencer Pratt probably going to be a force, if not for elective office, in some
When I
way
saw
a
that,
tastemaker.
when I saw that, I thought, brilliant move on your part to be a voice in the wilderness out there. Yeah.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors, and they're at Invista. Austin Baranko, who runs the brokerage desk out there, and the entire team. And of course, you've heard Brant McDonald from Invista Advisors on these airwaves. He's the chief strategist. He's the head honcho there. He's been on with Greg Bedell for years now on News Talk 93.1 FM. And of course, Austin and Brant and the whole team can help take care of your investment portfolio, manage those assets. But they do more than just asset management. They can also do financial planning. So maybe you're just starting out with a family, things like life insurance and just a holistic plan for, say, the different stages of your kid's life and schooling and other sorts of costs that you might not have even considered, but they will. They're an Invista Advisors for you. Or it could be you're more middle-aged. A lot of your money's tied up in enterprise of some sort. Or you just want to get buttoned up when it comes to end-of-life matters. Right. You don't want to leave, say, some widow who, you take care of the finances, the man in the family, and you leave, the person you love the most kind of sitting on this big, problem.
State, yeah.
So if you're looking, again, for financial planning, Invista Advisors can help you out, from asset management to everything else you might consider. You can always go to InvistaAdvisors.com to learn more, or just call them up at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. While ringing the opening bell for the stock exchange remotely from the White House today, President Trump touted the inauguration over the weekend of those Trump accounts, giving $1,000 for every child born in his second term. Already about 500,000 have gone out, according to the president, and that will help children born with no money to go ahead and see that double or triple or whatever it does by the time they are 18 years old, and that could give them a leg up, whereas they might have been at that age with no money. It can go to college or buying their first home, for that matter. Russia has launched a massive missile and drone attack on Ukraine, killing at least 22 people. The assault highlights gaps in Ukraine's air defenses, especially the need for more U.S.-made Patriot interceptor missiles. On Wall Street, all the major indexes now in positive territory. The Dow is up by about 50 points, and the NASDAQ up close to 300. This is SRN News.
Hey, I'm Kirk Cameron. Is health insurance eating up your budget for 2026? If you're looking for ways to better steward your finances, consider this: Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a health insurance alternative at half the cost. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. While insurance companies tell you when to join, what to pay, and where to go, CHM is different. As a ministry, CHM allows you to share the burden of medical bills with other Christians. You can enroll, switch programs, or leave at any time. Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's a world of difference. CHM has 4 flexible programs. You can pick any certified doctor, surgeon, or hospital that you want for eligible care. So make the switch. Take your paycheck back from health insurance this year. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning 25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It is a different weather pattern in that the temperatures will be down just a tad, but radar will be much more active. High temperature in the lower 90s today with the sun and cloud mix and scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. They tend to fade out at night, overnight low temperature down to about 74. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, same thing. A good bit of sun, high in the lower 90s, and scattered random showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Jackson Hospital has reached an agreement with Blue Cross of Alabama, allowing the hospital to remain open. No details of the deal were immediately released by either party, but higher reimbursement rates are likely included. The agreement is contingent on the city and county agreeing to sign a letter of support. No other specifics were given. Montgomery police are investigating a weekend shooting in the Midtown area. The shooting happened around 2 a.m. Sunday in the 2600 block of Zelda Road, where an adult male was wounded by gunfire. The unidentified victim was taken to a local hospital in serious condition. No word on suspects or motive. A man water tubing on Lake Martin was injured after being struck by a boat's propeller. The incident happened Saturday afternoon near Big Kalijah Creek, where 25-year-old Stuart Holmes was struck by a pontoon boat propeller as he was being pulled from the water. Holmes was rushed to UAB Hospital for treatment. His current condition remains unknown. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Hey, folks, welcome back. And let's go to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Checking in with Ray early today. How you doing?
Well, I wanted to tell you, Thursday, I said we weren't doing anything for the 4th. We're just going to have a roaring day, right?
Right.
Well, I close on Thursday nights, which is the loneliest time in any foreign guy's life. But I do it so I can remember. I do it for my guys.
Yeah.
And I'm reading all these articles about what's going on in D.C., and one of them said that Donald Trump was going to have 850,000 fireworks go off in 40 minutes. So I get home and I can say, hey, Ange, let's do something crazy. He's like, what's that? I said, let's go to Washington, D.C. in the morning and watch fireworks. And she's like, well, we can't because Jack, Shayla's boyfriend's driving down Sunday. I'm like, no, we can be home Sunday. We can be home at 12 o'clock. I've already looked at the flights. I've looked at everything. I've got a hotel lined up. He said, well, let's do it. So we left out Friday morning, got to D.C. at 12 o'clock. The only mistake I made in planning is I didn't realize it was 105 degrees when I landed.
Yeah.
Whew.
115 is what it felt like. So, yeah, that was the only downside to this whole experience was at 115 degrees.
Would you fly into Reagan?
No, we flew into
Dulles.
Is it Dulles?
It's Dulles.
Yeah,
Dulles. over in on the west side. Okay, how was that? How was that experience during the holiday weekend, Dulles?
Dulles was great.
Well, good.
Because we just had a backpack.
Yeah.
We landed, and the only downside to the flight was we pulled out on the runway, and they sat there for 2 hours.
Oh,
yeah, that's not fair.
Because they had closed down the airspace in D.C. while they practiced flying the jets around.
And it's nice and hot on that tarmac, ain't it? It's nice and hot in that tarmac, and that air ain't working very good.
It wasn't bad because honestly, I did pull the trigger and do first class.
You're the best. You're a good man.
And well, I had enough Sky Miles to do one ticket. I had a buy one get one free for the other ticket on Delta.
Nice.
So we were sitting up there enjoying ourselves. Right? They bring us drinks and food, and we're talking to everybody. Everybody's excited. We get there. We get to go to one of the museums. The natural, I don't know, full of the dinosaurs and all
the
that.
Smithsonian down on the mall.
Smithsonian, right. And then the next morning I said, okay, we've got to do patriotic.
Yeah.
We've got to see things that really matter. So we went to the what is it? The big funeral. David's trying to call me. Quit, David. So the cemetery.
Arlington.
So we did Arlington that morning, saw the Kennedy and the and then went up there and watched the changing of the guard.
That's incredible, isn't
and
it?
did all that.
That's incredible.
It was incredible.
It is.
Incredible experience.
That's
experience.
They're incredible.
And then from there, we did the. We went back to. Took us an hour to get back into D.C.
Yeah.
That's the kind of traffic it was. It was absolutely brutal.
Did you use the metro or did you take Uber?
Uber.
Okay,
Uber.
good.
We did Uber there, and then the rest of the time we did the little scooters.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's great, man.
It was so locked down you couldn't Uber. You had to walk everywhere.
Yes. That's why I was asking you. Yeah.
And we did those the rest of the time because that's the only way to get around because the whole city was locked down.
Yeah.
But then we went to the Holocaust Museum.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. All those shoes.
The
Hey,
second
all
part
those
of
shoes are pretty.
All the shoes.
It's
oh,
pretty.
my
It's
word.
pretty. It's pretty humbling when you walk in there and you see just thousands and thousands of shoes underneath that bridge you're walking on. It's very, very sad.
When we got out of there, I said, Sailor, this is why I stay on you while you're in college, not to become a socialist or a liberal. Right there.
Yep.
Amen.
Because that could happen to us in this country. And if it does, they're coming for Christians.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the 4th of July is about. All those people buried on that hill and everybody in that building. That's what this celebration is for.
And can you
And
imagine,
it made you look at it completely different.
Ray? Can you imagine? There's deniers out there. There's a new group.
No.
Of people. It's just sickening. It sickens my heart.
It is. But then, as we're walking around, you could not get into the mall because it was like a 2.5 hour wait to get in there. There was that many people down there. It had to be 500,000 people walking around. Everybody was extremely polite. It was everybody from every race and nationality was there.
That's cool.
Everybody was. It was. Keep in mind, it was 102 the next day. People should have been angry and mad. Nobody was mean. Everybody was smiling. Everybody was polite. We literally only saw 10 homeless people the entire time we were down
And the
there.
National Guard's been cleaning them up.
And felt utterly safe. I mean, never in one moment did I feel like we were in any kind of danger whatsoever. But then they started having all the jets fly over all afternoon, and all the helicopters, and Air Force One, and the B-1 bombers.
Wow.
It was absolutely insane. And then Trump gets up because of the rain, starts his speech at 11:15. And I told Sailor and Angel, I said, "We got a problem, girls." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "Well, he's not going to quit talking for an hour. He's 80 years old, and he stood up there till midnight.
That's
talking,
amazing.
which was a great speech. It was amazing. It was,
It was a
amazing
good speech.
Then the fireworks. Oh, my word. You've never, just the pounding in your chest and the explosions and the sights and the smells, it was worth every daggum second. But the only other problem was before when the rain came through. Our flight was leaving out at 5 a.m. to get home. Because remember, Jack was coming. We had to get home.
Right.
So I called Delta and moved it to 8:30. So literally we got in at 1:15, took a quick shower, had about 2.5 hours of sleep, got up, went to the airport, got on the plane, landed, and I was back home at 12 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Now, that's the most American thing I've ever done in my life.
So
That's
cool.
awesome
Good
that
for
you
you,
went
Ray.
up there.
And thank you for doing it with your child. Thank you for, you know what, Sailor, listen, that's important that she understands what we have. Yeah.
Well, even cooler than that, now she's got a shot. Not a guaranteed shot, but she's got a shot to be here on the 300
Nice.
because she's 19.
Yeah.
So that's what puts her at 79.
Yeah.
There's a good shot she could still be here if all goes right.
Man,
And
I'll pray for
don't
that.
you know she will remember this and tell her grandchildren about at the 250th when her dad came in and said, "Hey, we're going to D.C. in the morning. Pack your bags."
That's great.
I won't be here. I'll be dead and gone a long time. And I really do believe the only thing we can take with us is our memory.
Yes, I do.
Amen.
And, because we can't take our stuff. At least nobody's done it yet. But I really believe we will have our memories. And that will be one I can take to the other side and tell people about.
Yep.
It was incredible. I really appreciate everything. I met National Guard from Alabama.
Yeah.
Because every time I saw a National Guard, because my son-in-laws are in the Army National Guard, so I'd always go talk to them and find out where they were from, tell them how grateful I was that they were there, and I appreciate their service. And they were from Mobile, the ones we met from Alabama.
Okay.
It was like I said, a lot of fun. We did run into some. The only time I got in trouble with Angie, we got on the elevator with some Secret Service members,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like they had their vest on that said Secret Service, and it was so packed I couldn't turn around, so I'm staring straight at him. And Angie's like, "What are you doing, Ray? Turn around." I'm like, "I can't." Besides, I'm staring this dude down. He looks shady. And all his buddies started laughing.
That's funny.
They thought, I'm like, "Dude, how do you Secret Service is on your chest? Everybody knows who you are. There's nothing secret about this."
They got a sense of humor too, don't they, Ray? They got a sense of humor.
Yeah, they really did.
They did. They're
They
very
did
good
because
people.
there again, the law enforcement was in a good mood because everybody else was in a good mood, and like I was trying to go down one aisle, and they're like, "Hey, you can't come down here. It's closed." And I was like,
Yep.
"Yes, sir. Where do I go from here?" And they're like, "You go down here and go to." "Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing."
That's all it takes.
And moved on.
That's all it takes, man. Just a
That's
little
all it takes.
Yep.
I mean, for having 500,000 people, that city pulled it off. The restaurants moved quickly. The food moved quickly. Everybody was able to navigate around. It was a hot mess because everything was shut off, and you had to figure out how to get here to there. I am so thankful I'm just thankful for Donald Trump and getting us that.
Hey, Ray, let me say something. You would probably have a different opinion if you worked it like I did every day.
No, I would not want to be there working that every day.
It's a crazy place, man. The traffic.
Do not want to live in that city. A day trip to D.C. is the way to do it.
You're darn right, brother. You're darn right it is.
I'm glad you did that. That's awesome. You did that. I also appreciate you sharing it. And, I guess you're back home now just selling carpet again?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. I had to be back way too busy not to, because Angie did say, "Hey, can we stay longer?" I'm like, "No, man, we got to get back. I got too much stuff going on." So if y'all need a floor, call us 285-8117.
Again, that's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Patriotic Ray.
That's right, man.
I'm a little envious.
I'm
Like, daggum,
it's cool.
That's
a
awesome.
great,
That's
that's an awesome story, dude.
I'm coming back and we're hearing everything going on in Montgomery and the shooting and everybody poop-on and everything. We live in the greatest country in the universe.
Amen.
There's not another country that can touch this country and what we have. And if we listen to these stupid people on the news, and these Republicans and Democrats are guilty to try to split us up and have us hate each other, we need to see where it's really at. Because what I saw this weekend was every nation, every color, everybody was extremely respectful, nice, and just super happy to be around. And that is what America really is, not what we're getting fed through our politicians and our news media.
Here, brother. Here.
So, yep, I'm flying high, guys. I appreciate you letting me call early.
Thanks, Ray.
That's awesome, buddy.
Again, Ray Bowles, Prattville Carpet. That's cool.
That
I'm
is
glad
really
he did
cool.
that. I thought I had a good weekend.
So I guess we've got and I should ask Ray, I think it's Delta has a nonstop flight, a direct flight from here to Reagan National.
Oh, yeah.
To Dulles. So do it. If you've ever thought about going to D.C., do it.
Oh, it's easy to go to D.C. now. Out of Montgomery
Direct
Regional
flight,
Airport.
yeah.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Quick break here.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And did you see that Trump stepped in on this whole red card for a star player?
I certainly did.
On the U.S. national team.
Certainly did. Yeah.
He's like, it wasn't because of what I did, but it's hilarious seeing Trump step in that. I mean, I don't know it well, but that just looked like two great athletes who got entangled. That wasn't a foul on them. I love that he's become a soccer referee. But you have been bit by this bug.
I have a good friend. He's a former judge. He was a utilities judge here in the state. Now he's a administrative judge for the Department of Education for Alabama. Former artillery officer. Good dude. Huge soccer fan. And he's kind of tried to drag me into the World Cup multiple times now, and I finally have seen the light. It's I don't know. I'm intrigued by it. The camaraderie, the personalities of the different groups, and is it a globalist ploy? Probably, but we're still America, and we can do what we want, and that's what I'm about to read about.
Okay. So the floor is yours, Troy Carrico, and this will be published sometime this week at 8.
Yes, I think it's supposed to be tomorrow, but we'll see. All right, USA 1, FIFA 0. Europe's comeuppance. Listen up, you Euro trash soccer snobs. President Trump just reminded the world who runs things. The pearl clutching, the scarf tugging in Europe is deafening, and it's a sight to behold after Trump picked up the phone to FIFA boss Gianni Infantino and got the bogus red card on Florian Balogun overturned. One call from the leader of the free world saying, "Not in my country." Suddenly, the rules bend. There's clarity to this obviously subjective call by this Brazilian referee that has had a history and checkered past against America. Belgium's Federation of Football is astonished. UEFA is whining about red lines and about stability, and the global soccer press is melting down because their precious, beautiful game just got a dose of American ugly reality. How do you like that brisket and Buc-ee's now, boys? Cry harder, ladies. This isn't a political meddling. This is Machiavellian dominance, both raw and unapologetic, worldwide and on your soccer pitch. America doesn't ask permission from anybody. We don't bow down to your dusty ancient traditions, your incompetent VAR bureaucrats who couldn't call a foul by a mugger or an old lady in a church parking lot, and your self-appointed guardians of sporting purity, your councils and committees and bureaus. President Trump saw a call clearly against one of our best strikers right before a crucial World Cup knockout stage when they realized America's actually good this time, and it was fixed with a single phone call. While you're paralyzed by that bureaucratic red tape, FIFA, endless league committee meetings and pathetic virtue signaling about fair play and commonality, we neutralized a Brazilian referee that has a checkered past. Look it up. The Euro elites can clutch their stupid scarves, sip their lukewarm beer, ask for their soda pop without ice, and scream about neutrality and the sacred integrity of the game until they're red, white, and blue in the face. That one phone call proved once and for all what we've always known. When America speaks, the entire world stops and listens, even on the soccer pitch, even inside the holy cathedral of their sport where they thought they were untouchable. Europe, you've been pussified and gelded for decades, and it's showing everywhere. Your militaries are jokes. Your economies limp along on American defense spending. pulling out their hair when they realize we're pulling out of bases in Germany. And now even your sacred football game and your pitch bows to American will. The same continent that lectures us about climate, borders, and diversity and democracy just watched their own governing body snap to attention because the U.S. president made a call. How does that taste, boys? We're the greatest nation in the history of mankind. We built the modern world. We won wars you couldn't even finish. And we spread freedom while you perfected surrender. Now that power extends to the soccer pitch, too. Your game is ours now. Your rules, they bend to our will. Deal with it. You're in America. These Euro elites can clutch their scarves continuously and scream about neutrality all they want. We're going to win this. The phone call proved what we've always known. When America talks, they listen, even on the pitches. My goodness, what will they do when we actually win it all?
USA.
That's
USA.
right.
USA. And here is the president this morning. This is where they were talking about all the Trump accounts. Trump rang the bell.
Yes.
From
I
the
saw
Oval Office, the stock exchange bell from the Oval Office. Does it begin the markets today? But here's the president after ringing the bell. By the way, I've got a clip of him saying, I'm going to keep the bell.
It's mine.
I like this bell. But we're going to put it in the ballroom. But here is Trump talking about what you just laid out, Troy.
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that, would be different. And I think it's a terrible, if they wouldn't allow, a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team to play, I think it would have had a big stain. And I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do. But, and I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision. And they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took Ronaldo. Ronaldo, you bunked into somebody, we're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Or Harry Kane. Harry Kane, we're going to take you out of the game, Harry, because you happen to hit somebody a little bit harder than you can't do that. If you would have taken him out, I think it would have really stained this incredible champion. We got to have our best players, and Belgium's got a great team, by the way. We got to have our best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible. And nobody talks about that. They talk about the red card like it's fine.
It's history.
Nobody talks. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was. When I found out, I said, you got to be kidding. This guy just hands up. Okay, your best player is not going to play next week or in the next game. I said, wow, that's a lot of power. That's terrible. But then I looked at his past, and it wasn't so great. Okay.
He's so funny, man. It wasn't so great.
It wasn't so great. I mean, you kept teasing that in the thing you just read, too. Like, what is this guy's past? Like,
he just very bad. Yeah, he
just is known for kind of abusing his authority.
Here's the problem with the when it comes to the World Cup, my understanding is, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've discussed this. I think I'm competent enough to be dangerous now. They draw from a plethora of referees that are in many different levels of leagues internationally. Okay. It's not the Premier League, which is like the NFL in Europe. Okay, it's CONAF, which is maybe Ethiopia. It might be in Italy. It could be in anywhere. Ghana, Senegal for CONAF, which is the continent of Africa. There's Mexican League. There's South American League. There's MLS, Major League Soccer refs. So what you do is you bring all these disparate actors together, and some of them are extremely biased and anti-American because, listen, Brazil has been crying in their beer the last 4 World Cups. They just got sent out by Norway. Yeah, so they're a little bit salty. And this guy has called 3 games against American friendlies, and he has red carded 2 out of 3 games, and he's done like 3 yellow cards in another game. He does not like America.
Well, I'm glad that everything was squared away. Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the United States wins the whole thing.
I think they can. I really do. They've got, listen, so the old coach we used to have, the interim coach between the German guy we had, Klopfer, who he was German. It was boring. And now we've got this guy from Argentina, Porcino, and he looks like, listen, when you look how he dresses on the sideline, it looks like he should have a patch that says like Mike's Garage on it. He wears like gray Dickie shirts. And like I don't know what his fashion consultant is, but I don't care if he wears a pink bunny suit and we're kicking ass. You can wear what you want.
No,
right?
if you're
But
winning,
he has a very unique order of play and strategy. And I'm going to tell you something, Jay. Watch those guys on the USMNT. They play like their hair's on fire. They are all over the place crashing. It's pretty impressive. Got to be in good shape too.
Yeah, it's
you got to be in great shape to play.
Yeah, I like your
Do you
line.
know
How
how big a
about
soccer pitch is? Any idea? How big is a soccer pitch?
I have no idea.
For all you football fans, it's 115 yards wide. 115 yards, 115 yards long by 75 wide.
Bigger
That's
than
much bigger
normal
than
American
square yardage. Yeah, it is. So.
Oh yeah, no, you got to have that room down the line.
You got to be able to run.
Now, why was the president in the Oval Office? And why? Look at this, just still. Like, what's with all the kids?
Why's that boy got a passy or that girl got a passy in her mouth? Take it out. Give her sucker.
So there's Trump hanging out with all the kids in the Oval Office, and you can see behind him the bell, the Wall Street bell, New York Stock Exchange bell.
Is that Marco Rubio down there in the middle with his suit on? That
Little
is
Marco.
Marco.
We are going to defeat Cuba.
Yes, we will.
But here is Scott Bessent. You're going to hear his voice explaining the Trump account.
Good morning. I'm grateful to be with you on this historic occasion. The American dream belongs to every child, and today we are equipping the next generation with the right to claim their rightful share of it. Through Trump accounts, our president is creating an ownership economy where all citizens become shareholders. 38% of American families do not have any exposure to our great equity markets, but with Trump accounts over time, we can get that number to 0. Already, 6 million American children have signed up, 86% of them with families earning less than $200,000. U.S. Treasury, 1.4 million of those accounts will receive $1,000 from the U.S. Treasury to seed the accounts. When the markets open in just a few minutes,
right now.
Trump accounts will benefit. So ring the bell, Mr. President.
He enjoyed doing that way too. Like he can work at Mickey D's, he can drive garbage trucks, ring bells.
So I will just finish by saying, on the eve on the heels of our 250th anniversary, that this will be one of the president's most enduring legacies, and the great bounty of this will go for generations to come.
So, I mean, how exactly does this work? And, of course, they're going to say it works amazing. It's it's our program, so it's great. So let's listen to CNN. Or I believe even CNN has to admit, actually, this is pretty great. If you just go get signed up and just put a little bit. You don't have to put the max. Put a little bit of money in there. By the way, I believe president of SpaceX is now including in those accounts that's going to go to everyday Americans SpaceX stock.
Good.
So it's like, get your child literally hooked to this rocket that is going to be wealth creation of the future. But here's CNN breaking down, actually, this is a pretty good idea.
Dan, and when the free money machine is open and they're giving out $1,000, I think a lot of people want to know, how do I get that? So if you have a child that was born in 2025 or beyond, then you can get this Trump account as long as you're a U.S. citizen and you have a valid Social Security number for your kid. And actually, if you apply for a Social Security number, you can now apply for a Trump account at the same time with the same form. So what are the rules? How do you get this? Well, you can contribute $5,000 a year tax-free tax-deductible investments in a low-cost index fund. That's like the S&P 500. Remember, the S&P 500 made 300% over the past 10 years. That could be a really good investment. But, even if you don't invest in it, it's a pretty good deal. And you can use it for things like college, obviously, because when you're 18, that's one of the places that you're going. But you may not. You might want to use it for your first home. You can even just keep it in your account and use it for retirement. If you use it for something that's not one of these, though, then you do get a 10% penalty, and you have to pay those taxes that I mentioned before. Now, if you do not contribute to this and you just keep $1,000, still with a 10% return, which is pretty conservative over the past 10 years, look at this. You can still walk away with $5,500 for college or something else like that. Now, that's not going to pay for college. If you do max out your contributions, you're talking about some really serious money, about $250,000 by the time your child is 18, assuming that 10% return. So the question is, how do I get this? Well, of course, it is IRS Form 4547. Why do you think that might be, Dana? And it is the trumpaccounts.gov where you can sign up for all of this.
Yeah, and why take it all out when you're 18?
Yeah, let it keep going.
College, just keep putting like at least $1,000 in there, if not more.
Yep.
And just let it build. To have that sort of like already built up at the age of 18, you can just start contributing as you're working.
My neighbor,
That's a lot of money.
My neighbor Shane, he has 4 children. He's a great parent, and he did it for his kids. And they got a calculator in there, and it shows that the amount that's in there now will be, I think Shane said something north of $20,000 by the time it's done. And the current growth, that's not bad. So
that's not bad.
Add money, and you can add money to it. That's
It's
the
not
key.
bad.
It's not what they give you to start with; it's what you're adding to it. So.
Now, here is Trump before he rang the bell saying, well, he might keep the bell.
Everybody, it's a great honor. We'll have a little fun, and we want to be exactly on time. Are we allowed to be 15, 20, 30 seconds late? Look at that clock. Typically, no good, Jeff, right? And I'm going to ring that bell. And does it stay in the White House? Because I'm not giving it back. You're going to put that in the middle of the new ballroom. I'm not going to give that bell back. It looks to me like it's going to stay.
It's staying here.
Well, we'll watch the clock.
So he just was
He's
in.
gonna keep it in his office.
He was just in a good mood this morning. You could tell, and the amount of energy this fella does have for 80.
Did you see what Dave Chappelle said about the CNN after they did their analysis of the fireworks?
No.
Speaking of the CNN, he said, "Now I see why. Trump's angry at you all the time."
Yeah. And there was one little line I got to sneak in here, where Ted Cruz was at this event.
Oh boy, the guy that looks like a pelican.
And at the Trump accounts thing, and this was I don't know, but I think he would have done better in 2016 if he had had a beard.
You think?
It's a
Do you
lot
think
better
so?
with a beard, dude. Go back, look at old Ted Cruz photos without a beard.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to do that.
Anyway, this is Trump throwing a compliment / little jab at Ted.
In fact, somebody said, would you ever appoint him to the United States Supreme Court?
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, I remember.
Because he's a brilliant lawyer, Ted. They said, well, he's the only one I can think of that's going to get 100 votes. All Republicans will vote for him. All Democrats will vote for him because they want to get him the hell out of the Senate. No, if I was having a hard time with getting the votes, I would appoint Ted Cruz. I get 100%, a guarantee.
He's so funny. That was ad lib in that speech too. I'm sure that was
just
not written in there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Anyway, we got to hit this break. We'll be right back after this one.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MAGA hat.
Margo? Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again. I see. And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest, the asset preservationist. That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. And I understand that's a toll-free number. Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again. And you make these hats. I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration. And they say CPWABD. Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude. And as you said, there's a whole pile here. Well, there wasn't much demand. I can dig it.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Okay, what was that?
I'm not sure. Electricity. It can be a little scary. Fortunately, the folks at Crosby Electric are experts, providing complete electrical services and keeping River Region homes and businesses safe since 1967.
I hate lightning.
Crosby Electric offers whole house surge protection to protect you and your possessions.
What I hate is being without electricity.
You never have to be. Crosby is an authorized generator dealer, sales, installation, and service.
Okay, our yard is dark.
Crosby does landscaping lighting for beauty and safety, as well as security lighting for all of your property.
Am I crazy, or did that light just flicker?
I'd say both.
And Crosby offers unique technology that pinpoints electrical problems even inside your walls.
Good night, honey.
Good night.
Sleep well tonight with no electrical worries. Visit crosbyelectric.com or call 272-2085. That's 272-2085.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Well, hi, everybody. It is a different weather pattern in that the temperatures will be down just a tad, but radar will be much more active. High temperature in the lower 90s today with the sun and cloud mix and scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. They tend to fade out at night. Overnight low temperature down to about 74. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, same thing. A good bit of sun, high in the lower 90s, and scattered random showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio, and Trump, again, in the good mood today. And, of course, the serious issues were asked about. And by serious issues, let's start with, war.
Yeah.
And he is asked about the whole Iran thing and how that's going. Let's listen.
Oil is now at a level that it was, I think it's even lower on a barrel basis than it was before we started. We've gotten concessions. Now, they have to hold those concessions, but there'll be no nuclear weapon. We're going to be getting the, as I call it, dust, the enriched material, nuclear dust, I call it. Seems to have taken off, but it's enriched material. We're getting it. We're getting it. I went in for one reason, very strongly, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I'm not looking for regime change, although this is regime change. The first regime is gone. The second regime is gone. And I think the third regime is more reasonable, but we'll find out. But we've destroyed their, as you know, completely destroyed 150. They had 159 ships. Every single ship is at the bottom of the sea. We've completely destroyed. They don't have one airplane. They don't have radar. You know, one of the reasons we kept the oil down, because a lot of people said, Kevin, and a lot of people were saying that oil could go to $300, $350 a barrel. But one of the reasons that prediction wasn't right is we were taking out on average of 10, but sometimes less, sometimes more. 3 weeks ago, we had a night, 22 ships came out of the Strait, and the famous Strait of Hormuz, nobody ever heard of, but that is some big money machine, I'll tell you what. When you look at the numbers, Michael, that makes everything look small. No, wait. And we took out so much oil that people didn't know, and it only took a month and a half. They finally found out they had no radar because their radar was destroyed. So we took them out late at night with no lights, with no nothing. And our great Navy, which did the greatest blockade anyone's ever seen, not one ship got through in 2 months. And we then freed up the blockade because we're close to maybe making a deal. I don't know. We'll make either. Look, we're going to win one way or the other. We're either going to make a deal or we're going to finish the job, okay? And it won't be tough to finish the job. I'd rather make a deal because I don't want to affect 91 million people. We can knock down their bridges in 1 hour. We can knock out their energy supply, all of those big plants that they built, big, beautiful, modern plants. They had a lot of money. They don't have any money now. We haven't given them any money. But we can knock out their electricity and power generating plants in, I would say, a small part of an afternoon. Every plant will be gone. And they know that. They know that.
So, you know, hopefully you get a deal, but the threats are still on the table as well.
You know, it's funny because there's a couple ways you look at this, and in the strange game of what the game of power, the great game they call it, Clausewitz, of international relations and foreign relations, is if we look at Iran before and now, it's undeniably been mitigated exponentially in terms of their terror networks, in terms of their influence financially in certain areas with Hezbollah, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, all this crap. And we look at their interior, there's a lot of dissension there. The Kurds are actually making noise now up in Northeast and pushing in certain areas to the Northeast. But here's what's important to know, that we have decimated their command and control structure. It's fragmented. It's very disoriented. And yeah, they're in no position to do anything nuclear research right now. We'll keep an eye on it.
And so he decided to, you know, if that one's going all right, let's surge peace talks in another region of the world.
Innocent civilians. Why isn't he feeling any pressure after speaking with you?
Well, I think he does feel pressure. He wants to end it, and Ukraine wants to end it, and we're in talks, and we'll see if we can get it ended. It's a terrible thing. I ended 8 wars, and this was, in my opinion, going to be an easier one because I know both heads. I didn't know most of the heads. I did India, I did Pakistan, I did others. That could have been a real bad one. Nuclear, that was going to be nuclear. It could have been, as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, could have been 40 million people would have been killed, maybe 50 million. They had shot down 11 planes. It was raging for 4 days, and I got it stopped. And I did that, but this is one that I think we're getting much closer than people realize. And President Putin wants it to end. I will tell you that very strongly. A good call. And President Zelensky actually wants it to end now. And we're going to be going to NATO, and we're going to be talking about it. And I think we're going to get it. I think we're going to get it ended. It's been a terrible situation. Think of this: 25,000 people 2 months ago. 25,000 people were killed. 1 month, soldiers. Last month set the record. 36,000 people were killed in 1 month. Young soldiers, they go off to war and they're dead before the first weekends. It's drone technology. Michael, who would have thought that drones would have become such a factor? And they're killing machines. It's amazing. It's amazing. You hide behind a tree and it goes and gets you. And I've seen scenes that I don't want to see. I don't want you to see them on that battlefield. You know, you hear about the Civil War, you hear about all of these different terrible wars, but this is really horrible. So I had a very good call, and I think we're getting close to getting it done.
Yeah, and I brought this up, I guess, last week. Just a headline, and I don't know if this is exactly true, but it makes a lot of sense given the developments there in technology. The average life expectancy, how long does somebody survive on the battlefield for a Russian recruit in particular?
18 minutes.
18 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. What happens is this is what's fascinating. I subscribe to the Institute for the Study of War, and it has some pretty nasty video. But here's what they've done is they will dump them in open spaces without mechanized because mechanized vehicles going to get decimated out in an open field. These guys are running for their lives. Yep. And listen, man,
and it makes sense that now the Russians, at least behind the scenes, will admit this needs to end. The Ukrainians, despite having success with the drones, still are under siege. They want this to end.
What's funny, though, is Russia's not wanting it to end because of the loss of human life on the front line. It's because they are decimating their infrastructure deeper and deeper into the country and destroying the logistics, ground lines of communication to the troops on the forward line of troops.
On a practical basis, if this is the technology, how do you even move the line? It does remind me, and it has for years now, of World War I.
It does. It is. But remember this. For every invention, for every technological paradigm shift, whether it was trench warfare and machine guns, whether it was armor or aircraft in World War II, whether it was now autonomous vehicles, there is a sign, there's a wave, there's a bell to it. There's a rising, ascending power, which they have right now, and now there'll be descending as the counters come with it. My understanding is this, that right now the Air Force and all of our aerial components are working on massive loyal wingman programs, they call them, where all these autonomous vehicles fly in formation and will go out and hit these drones and things under the control of an F-35. And we'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you this. I was an infantry officer for most of my career. I would hate to have to be planning for
I was about to ask you that.
I would dread it. I would dread it.
I don't want to be a man. My body, my own feet have to move me on the ground.
Yeah.
With that sort of stuff hovering above your head.
That
stat, 18 minutes.
It's persistent. It's always there. The eye is always watching you.
And, I brought it up with you the other week where there's two guys here in the U.S. doing a training exercise where they're just in a foxhole and here comes a drone. See, we can shoot it with the shotguns. And they had some other specialty, it was almost a wider spread shotgun.
Yep.
And it was damn near impossible. They knew it was coming. They could hear it. They could see it. It's right there in front of you. They couldn't hit it because of how quick it could maneuver. And it was just yep, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. We're dead again.
It's amazing. It truly is. It's haunting. It's frightening to watch.
So I hope it ends, just on a human basis. I hope this ends because, these are open sores of war tend to breed monsters.
Yes, it does.
And who knows? Those places, Russia and Ukraine, are not going to be the same for a long, long time. And, Trump's pointing out wanting to blow up a bunch of infrastructure in Iran because if you do that, that place will not be the same for a long, long, long time.
He's just letting them know that I can make things even worse for you. So,
Anyway, hopefully, keep praying for peace, folks. This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy a place or refinance your current home. And especially if you're a veteran, they know that a lot of parts of the VA system are broken, but not the VA mortgage.
Nope.
It is one of the strongest home financing options available right now in the market, offering benefits like no down payment purchases and 100% cash out refinances. So if you are a veteran and you've not taken advantage of these benefits you've earned through your service, you need to. Don't leave money on the table. And even if you're not a veteran, they're going to steer you in the right direction, whether you're a first-time home buyer, or maybe you've bought a home before, but you went with a bigger, say, institution. Instead, go with some great local folks that are actually going to treat you like a person instead of a number. Or it could be you're looking to refinance to restructure debt, get debt off your back, or reinvest in your property, or give yourself a little more breathing room as you're entering in retirement. They can help you out there. So check out Alabama Home Mortgage today. You can always start the conversation at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can visit them on the web. Apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Lunch should be comforting and done right. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their meat and three is scratch made to order, not scooped from a steam table. Real cooking, real portions. And for guests 60 and over, it's just $10.99. It's familiar food, elevated, served with care. Lunch at Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Classic Southern comfort, a step above the rest.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. Just been hanging out in studio Troy Carrico after a busy weekend.
Yeah, we knew it would just be you and Troy.
Monday. You can't trust that day. That's what the mamas and papas said. So.
Especially for Eddie
That's right.
Bader.
For Eddie Bader, that's right.
But anything going on there today at Cohen's?
I tell you, we've had a great day. We've had a lot of customers that have come in, been looking at televisions, trying to get Michael Jacks to try to find some time where I can get one delivered and installed today, but it looks like it's going to be tomorrow. We had a customer that moved to the lake, and the builder had a relationship with a company out of Auburn. And I just talked with Michael. That other business had been at this man's house for about 8 hours a day for almost 2 months doing stuff. And he called me frustrated on Friday and said, "Look, they can't get it. They're not going to get it. Please let me get your guy up here to get me back working." And the craziest part is that they took the system that we had installed in Montgomery that was working perfect and reinstalled it, and it's in shambles today. But I talked to Michael a little while ago, and he's going to have it where it's workable. We're going to need to come back, and he wanted to add a few things, and then we'll get him going on our next trip to the lake. But it's amazing. Because this is not a customer I would have thought would have been so patient to let them string it out so long and keep coming back. But anyway, we're going to get him taken care of, and then he's going to run and do some installs for an outside TV somewhere between Montgomery and Millbrook, and it's been a good day.
Yeah, folks, great products there at Cohen's, but as you just heard Michael saying, like, the service is second to none, and like a company that could screw something up for weeks, Cohen's can solve it a day or two, and get you set up right to where you actually enjoy these great products that you purchased, that you spent your good dollar on. It needs to work. It needs to be installed properly. And of course, Michael Jackson, all sorts of other folks there at Cohen's can do that for you. And folks, I really encourage you to stop by. I mean, you can go to thinkcohens.com and shop online a little bit, but I encourage you to stop by here in Montgomery, 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, hey, what's up? I heard you on that show with Joey Clark and Troy Carrico.
That's right. Yeah, y'all come see us, ask us some questions, let us ask you some questions, and let us help you make the right choice. And, you know, as great as our products are, the biggest thing that makes them even greater is having them installed properly to where that they work the way that they're supposed to and give you all the enjoyment that you're wanting. Come see us.
Well, I appreciate it, Michael. We'll talk in Wednesday, I guess.
All right. Take care.
You too. And coming up, we have a gentleman who's running for Congress in District 2 because we got a special election for District 2 with the new District 2, which is actually the old District 2.
Right.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
Hampton Harris joining us. And we've interviewed Hampton before.
Yep, he's got some. I think he's got some momentum now, and he wants to share some of the things going on.
Very cool.
We're just a month out from the election,
right around the corner.
Yeah.
So y'all stay tuned. Hampton Harris after this top of the hour break.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump rang the opening bell for the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ today. Right from the Oval Office, the event meant to coincide with the launch of the Trump accounts. Those are the ones that give $1,000 in government money to every child born during the president's second term. The president says it's tough to be a kid with no money, and if they'll get one of those accounts, it will turn into quite a sum by the time they turn 18 and can begin to access it. After the president rang that opening bell by remote, Senator Ted Cruz thanked the president for interceding with FIFA on behalf of the U.S. at the World Cup and overturning a penalty. A police officer responding to a 911 call about gunshots at an Ohio home was fatally shot last night. The suspect and 2 other people also died. On Wall Street, it's been a winning session for the most part. The Dow right now up 88 points, the NASDAQ up 294. This is SRN News.
Spring is here, and if you're staring at a home improvement project, wondering how you're going to pay for it, or looking at a big credit card bill piling up, I want you to know about my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian have been helping families like yours tap into something they already have, equity in their own home, a HELOC, a cash-out refi, a debt consolidation loan to wipe out those high-interest credit cards. Whatever fits your situation, Fellowship Home Loans will build it around you. Everything's done in-house, one roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality. From your very first phone call to closing, you're going to get people who know your name and treat you like family. I know. I'm a customer. Right now, they're offering a free mortgage checkup, no pressure, just a real look at your options. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning $25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. It is a different weather pattern in that the temperatures will be down just a tad, but radar will be much more active. High temperature in the lower 90s today with the sun and cloud mix and scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. They tend to fade out at night. Overnight low temperature down to about 74. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, same thing. A good bit of sun, high in the lower 90s, and scattered random showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
U.S. Congressman Dale Strong is offering a bill to promote patriotism in schools across the country. Strong was recently on Newsmax talking about the need to reignite the love of country and its founding fathers in order to push back at the rise of communist ideology.
And I think that one of the things that we're offering in this legislation would be where we start the day off in every classroom with a pledge of allegiance to our country. And then also we would have a flag in every classroom and even in the gymnasiums in every school. When you see what's going on in our country today, socialism, Marxism, this is absolutely against the principles of America. You think about it, this country was based on Christian principles, and what we've done is we've allowed others to come into this country, and in many cases, they've failed to assimilate. They want to wave a flag of another country. We want them to wave the American flag.
The name of Strong's bill is Promoting American Patriotism in Our Schools Act. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A boat caught fire on Lake Martin over the weekend. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is asking for information on how the fire started and who owns the boat. The vessel did not have a motor and was anchored at the time it was being used as a platform to launch fireworks. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico in the studio, and as promised, joining us now in the studio as well, we have Hampton Harris, who is running for Congress in the brand new District 2, though it's kind of like the old District 2, but you were running the District 2 before these court changes.
That's right.
Yeah, been on the show before. How you doing today?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on today.
Pull that mic up to you a little bit more.
Sure. Is that good here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds much better. And, yeah, well, I want to underline that first. Before all these court changes, before all the redistricting and stuff, you were ready to fight in District 2 already.
That's right. This is the district I grew up in. I grew up in Montgomery. My whole family has been here, and it's something that's very close to my heart. And I saw our district get redrawn to where we had a representative sent down from Washington down to represent us rather than the way it's supposed to be with us sending a representative to Washington. And so I saw the way he's been using our voice in DC and the votes he's been making and how they don't align with anybody in the District 2. And so I wanted to step in because nobody else was willing to do so and run against him to make sure we did not give him a free ride back into Congress. And so jumped in back in January, and we've been running full steam ahead trying to make sure we took this district back. And as you know, we've had a lot of changes, Supreme Court rulings and all of that. And so we got able to redraw our district the way Alabamians draw on it instead of having to use a map drawn by the courts. And so that's exciting. And now we're moving full steam ahead into this special election, which is going to be August 11th.
August 11th. So right around the corner, folks. About what, 5 weeks?
5 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so it's been a crazy ride there. We've been moving full steam ahead, like I said, and as a Republican nominee back in all the way up into May until it got redrawn. So
now, like we've talked before, but for folks who haven't heard us, like let's tell a little bit of your backstory. Like, who are you? Like, were you spending life before you jumped in this race?
Yeah. So like I said, I grew up in Montgomery, so this is my hometown, and then I went to undergrad at AUM. I was homeschooled through high school. Went to undergrad at AUM and got an economics degree, and then got my real estate license, headed up to Birmingham to Cumberland School of Law, got my law degree, met my wife there, got married, came back down here, and I opened up my own real estate brokerage and also do some law on the side. And she is an attorney at Maxwell. She's a JAG attorney.
She's a what captain, major?
A captain. She's a captain there.
She got active duty, right?
That's right. She does all the prosecution work. And so being married to a prosecutor doesn't help me with my argument.
So tell me, you're close to the military and veterans, aren't you?
That's
because
right.
Of that. Yeah.
That's right. So I had two grandparents that served. One of them was in Vietnam, and so the veteran community is very close to my heart. And then, of course, the active duty military as well, because my wife's serving. Everything that affects them affects me.
Sure.
And so that's something that's very close to my heart, making sure we have adequate care for our veterans here in Alabama, which is something that's been somewhat lacking recently, especially in the mental health area. But just wanting to make sure that we give those who fought for us and we fight for them and
you got to spend some time with Admiral Kent Davis the other night.
That's right.
Yeah, and you know what happened with SB 67 was a travesty, and when they took it away, and I know you saw that, and I know that you appreciate that the community, and I can tell you that the veteran community, with your wife being active duty, is a matter. So
that's
if you're
right.
a veteran, you need to be involved with this guy. So
that's right. That's right. I appreciate it. And that's something that's very important there is making sure our veterans have a voice, and it's not something that's just given to someone that doesn't even have affiliation with the military. That's not the way to run it.
Now, if you had to say what are the top issues as you've been getting to know folks, starting all the way back in January, what do you think are the major issues this district is concerned about?
Well, a lot of it is going to be veteran benefits. Veteran issues and mental health here for the veterans, because, there's such a high veteran community in this district. We have Fort Rucker and Maxwell, the 187. There's so much military here. And so that's something that's been really big. But also, and I know this a lot as well, I'm 29 years old. Starting a family, buying a house for young adults is so hard because the cost of living has gone up. Our gas prices have been so high, and that eats into every part of your everyday living. And it's something that we have to focus on, getting prices down, making sure we get the cost of living down so people can start families and they're not worried about it. And we've already seen over the last several decades, decline in birth rates and young families not wanting to start a family till later in life. And this is attributing to that even more so. And it's really sad.
Yeah, it is a shame that, that was always considered a huge slice of the American dream.
That's right.
Is home ownership and just having that place to raise a family. And it didn't have to always be, the nicest place on the block. It's just a good, solid place to make memories and build a home. And it seems like that has become more and more difficult. And I suppose that plays into the larger issue of the cost of living in general.
Yeah.
Everything's more expensive.
It's more expensive. And we see that, and that's a lot of it is coming from the amount of overspending that our government's doing. And it's skyrocketing prices. And we see so much waste in our government and fraud. We just cut the top of the iceberg here with all the Leering Center and all of that up there. And so we see there's so much fraud. Alabama is one of the highest states for fraud in SNAP benefits and welfare benefits being stolen and fraudulently taken. And that's something that's really sad here too as well, because we have a lot of lower income families in Alabama and their benefits are being taken by others, and that's not right.
Now, again, folks, we're talking to Hampton Harris, and he is running in this District 2 special election coming up on August the 11th. And this is for the Republican nomination where I believe most of the action is at. So when you look at, say, your fellow Republicans you're running against, what would you say gives you sort of a leg up on them? Why should folks pick you over them?
For sure. So there's several things. Number one is a lot of people think it's not an attribute. I think it's an attribute. Being young, being able to get up there. I have a lot of energy. I know what needs to be done. The laws that I make, I'm going to have to live with. My children are going to have to live with. And that really gives me a benefit there. I'm not from politics, but I own a small business here in Montgomery. I know how to operate things. I'm an attorney. I know how laws work. And I want to get in there and make a difference, and I know how to do it. But I'm also not willing to bend from people applying pressure to me. And that's something that I think I've shown getting in this race when a lot of people thought it was an uphill battle back when it was a Democrat-drawn district. I jumped in when no other Republicans were willing to do so, and that was because I truly believe what this country needs, and I truly believe how we must stand up, because if we don't uphold Jesus in D.C., no one else is going to do that for us. And so I wanted to make sure to be the one to get up there and say, we are not going to have him speak on our behalf. We are going to get up and stand for what we believe in.
You know, one of the things I find interesting about you, and after I met you at Sinclair's, I've watched you from a distance, and I don't think you're bought and paid for by anybody, really. I don't hear your name being bandied about with political action. You've been doing a lot of this heavy lifting yourself.
That's right. That's right. And we've been keeping it very, very low expenditures, very tight, and making sure to get our hands dirty. I've been knocking doors all morning long, been doing it all past week, just getting out there, meeting the voters, making sure we are there, because so many people that are in Congress are so dissociated from their actual constituents, and they just throw money at it, throw it on TV, throw it everywhere, and they're not actually in there hearing what the average person needs or what the working people need. And that's who I am, and that's why I wanted to get out there and talk to people just like me and hear what their thoughts are and how we can get their vote and be able to get those people involved.
Yeah, and I heard you just mention, so how do you think your faith has shaped you in your life and continues to shape you each day?
I think it's who I am. It draws out everything that I do, every decision that I make comes from my faith, comes from me believing that I'm born again from Jesus and that we are representatives here. And our purpose here is to be someone to represent him. And so it shapes every decision I make throughout life. And that's why I'm not going to stand down when someone tells me to, whether it's our president, whether it's the Democrats, or whether it's our own Republican Party getting in here saying, vote for this. If it doesn't align with biblical values, I'm not going to vote for it.
You're here.
And so I think it's something that it's not something that is part of my life. It is my life. It's who I am.
Now, on some of just the basic issues, like how do you feel about like taxes?
I think we are way overtaxed. I own a small business. There's so many taxes that overregulate. I mean, we got self-employment taxes, we got federal income taxes, we've got so many taxes, and there are so many ways we can cut them, make them more simple, and keep more money in the pockets of the people. And then the government also, once they get that money, they just throw it every which way possible, wasting it, throwing it in the wind. We need to make sure that the money that they do get, they use it as stewards and not using it to line their own pockets like we see a lot of times. And we see so many people that claim that they want to lower taxes and then they vote opposite. And I've see that so much, and that's something that really, really grinds my gears because it's used a lot of times in a political manner just to get them up there.
And especially you being of a younger generation, like you're even younger than me, which is unusual. Though it's getting less unusual the more years.
Joey's getting older.
I'm becoming old, yes.
You'll be right behind me.
Yeah, 37, I can't say I'm just, all these 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds like, oh, you're still young. I'm like, yeah, sure. But I noticed the younger generation is a little more sensitive to the debt issue, which you just hit on in the sense of, even with the taxing and being taxed too much, I agree, we're spending way beyond the amount we tax.
We are, and what's even more scary, and without getting too technical from my economics degree here, but what's really scary is not only the amount of national debt we have, but also if you look at the GDP to the debt ratio, usually if it's above about 0.9, or 90, whatever, you're looking at a recession or a depression. And we're at over 1.2 right now. Right. We are spending so much more than we can sustain. And back in Reagan's term, we were in the 70s. Before that, we were down in the 30s. And of course, war brings that up. So Reagan brought it up a little bit, but he was still able to keep it low.
But you're saying debt service doesn't grow an economy? Paying for your debt essentially doesn't, it actually, I think, hurts us in the long run.
It is. It's killing us because we're spending so much more essentially on interest than we are making. And we're going, and I mean, I run a business. I know how to balance a checkbook here. And I know that if we keep spending like this more than we're making, you can't keep it open. You're going to hit that solvency at some point. And that's what we're seeing a lot of times. And that's another issue I've heard a lot about in this district is our Social Security. I mean, we're expected to run out of money there in 6 years.
Have been for a while. Yeah.
And that's something that we need to focus on. And yet Congress keeps swiping the credit card and burying their heads in the sand, and they don't want to do anything about it. And if you are going downhill and for business, you can't wait for the bank to run out, then figure out what to do. You got to start planning in advance.
Here. Now, on immigration, I'd imagine you support the secure border that Trump has given us, but I also support the deportation process. Like to see it pick up, or I mean, however I don't put words in your mouth.
For sure, no, I would. That's one thing that I thought that we should really focus on is being able to pick it up, because a lot, especially the housing industry, a lot of the issues that we've gotten in this nation from our house prices going up is due to houses being bought by people that are here illegally. And there's a lot of things that trickle down that affects everyone that you don't realize where it's coming from. And that is something that we need to really focus on. It affects everyone in every walk of life. And so I would love to be able to see that we figure out who's supposed to be here legally, and we know who's here, because that's really dangerous for our children as well. And just not knowing who's here, there's a lot of people in this world that really hate America.
Well, and also these elections, it's like you have your own ideas as an individual, but you are joining a team. And as for all the, I suppose, and definitely flaws within, I would say, a diverse Republican Party, diverse in terms of ideas, I suppose, it's sometimes crazy to look at the other side of the aisle, especially with, maybe we can get along with some Southern Democrats, but where you see where the national Democrats are going, the socialism and communism they're embracing, it's nuts.
No, it is. It's scary. And that's something that I've seen. And it's starting to turn away from it, which I'm very happy. But the younger generation really bought into those lies a lot over the last several decades. And that's something that's really scary, that we're not telling our children about how amazing America is. And we heard Reagan talk about that. And he's like, if he doesn't hear it at home, he'll hear it in the classroom. He'll hear it from the veteran down the road. He'll hear it. And that's something that's slowly but surely going away. And just again, as Reagan said, we're one generation away from losing our freedom. And we got to be proud to be an American, and how blessed we are to be in a nation that we have freedom.
Now, this is not really a curveball, but I find it more, it's an interesting curveball in just the dynamics of the race here for this seat. That I'd imagine when you're going door to door and canvassing, a major issue people are going to bring up with you, we brought it up earlier in the show, is crime in Montgomery. Now, you're running for Congress, that's different than running for mayor or even governor, but I'd imagine you're hearing a lot about the crime situation.
There's a lot of crime in Montgomery and across the district, mostly a lot in Montgomery, and that's something we need to make sure that we have people that feel safe here. And like you said, there's a lot of that's going to be state. You have police and you have local and sheriff, but also at federal level, there's going to be, I guess, departments that work in the FBI. There's a lot of big crime going on. You got the ATF coming down. And I would love to be working hand in hand with them to make sure that we are focusing on crime in Alabama and really prosecuting it, and not just giving a slap on the wrist, because it's really bad when someone feels unsafe to be at home.
Yeah, it really is. And at all levels, I think we need all hands on deck in order to tackle this issue.
Right.
But I would imagine in Lounsboro, you favor the Second Amendment, don't you?
Oh, that is without a doubt.
Your house is protected by Smith and Wesson. Yeah.
That's true. I grew up. I think I was born with a gun in my hand.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you.
Well, this few minutes has flown by. Is there any sort of parting shots you'd like to give to the audience, and how they can help you out, in particular if they like what they're hearing?
For sure. So you can find me at HamptonHarrisForAlabama.com. Would love to be able to have you on there. We got information about my campaign. You can go on there. Like we were talking about before, I'm not bought and paid by anyone. We're running on donations from local people to make sure that we stay true to Alabama and the citizens here. So get in there, give us a shout on Facebook. We're on Facebook at Hampton Harris for Congress, as well as Instagram. Share our stuff and spread it around. Give us a follow. Would love to hear from you directly and really tackle whatever concerns you may have.
Well, and I just, again, want to underline the point we started with. Like, I remember talking to you several months ago, and to know that you were here at District 2 ready to fight the fight when it didn't look like a Republican was going to win, that you were still having that fight. I think that is a big points in your column because of that. You know, we see a lot of folks who have jumped into this race because of the redistricting, who were running in, say, a different part of the state. And so the fact that you were here from the get-go when the fight even looked pretty rough, well, thank you for doing that.
I appreciate it. It's something that's really important to me. And right here on the 250th anniversary of America, they had an uphill battle. They didn't think they were going to win, but it's something that they knew they needed to fight for, and they jumped in. So it's.
And the Lord said, "Who shall I send?"
That's
for
right.
me. Send I. Right. Here I am. It's the Ranger way. I'm very, very intrigued. We're going to continue to talk. I'm going to try to get Veteran Nation behind you really hard. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
y'all
good. You're a
for
good
having me.
dude. You're a good dude.
Thank you, Hampton. Hampton Harris, folks. Y'all check out how you can help him out today if you so please. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed, and make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
You can't control interest rates. You can't control housing inventory. And you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that. Hey man, I don't write them, I just read them.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
This is Alice of Independent Glass. We advertise with Blue Water Broadcasting, and we get great results. If you want results like we get, you need to go with Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. It is a different weather pattern in that the temperatures will be down just a tad, but radar will be much more active. High temperature in the lower 90s today with the sun and cloud mix and scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action. They tend to fade out at night. Overnight low temperature down to about 74. Then for tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, same thing. A good bit of sun, high in the lower 90s, and scattered random showers and storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk, the River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Oh, girl, baby girl. Oh, really? Don't even play.
Shut up, silly woman.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Sometimes you just got to tell them to shut up.
Truth.
Now, there's plenty of other political stuff we can get to, and we're probably going to have time to do that. But this story caught my eye. It's a Florida man story.
Oh, I love those.
A Florida man is accused of stealing something. You want to guess what he stole, Troy?
A bag of dildos.
No, he's not one of those types of Florida men.
Okay, what is he?
No, keep guessing.
Golf cart.
No, probably could guess, but no, not. It wasn't a boat. It wasn't a vehicle.
Okay, so it wasn't a vehicle. He stole someone's heart.
Oh, you think I'm setting up a love story here?
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Okay, well, I'll give you a hint.
Okay, talk to me.
It's an item that you find in state parks.
Oh no, like a picnic table or a grill, like one of the fixed grills.
Now that would be impressive.
That would be
if
a
you stole
feat.
that.
That would be a feat.
Like, how do you get that post out?
Maybe he's really uber stronger. He's got a
just a welding
buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Okay, so in a park,
it's in a state park.
A porta potty.
No, he didn't steal a porta potty, and he's stolen apparently multiple of these in state parks.
Oh, signs? I don't know.
Yes, you're closer, but it's a particular type of sign.
Okay, we're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Endangered species, or maybe don't walk on the sea oats. I don't know.
But his name is Hunter Drake Lovett. He's 30 of Pace, Florida.
Oh, Pace.
He's indicted on the federal charge. Federal grand jury issued a charge of theft of government property.
Okay.
The DOJ announced this today. If convicted, Lovett faces up to 10 years in federal prison.
Okay.
The case stems from Lovett's arrest in July 2025.
Okay.
When authorities accused him of stealing Smokey Bear signs from state parks in Pensacola,
They still have those?
Panama City, and Orlando. Apparently, he was stealing the Smokey Bear signs and then trying to sell them online.
That's how he got caught.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like Smokey the Bear. Hey, do you know who the voice for Smokey the Bear was? Sam Elliott.
Really? Oh, that makes sense.
Sam Elliott.
The last time I saw him was one of those short videos from Landman where he slept with the young whore.
He talks like this, yeah. But that's Smokey the Bear.
I haven't put my arm around a beautiful woman, and that's good for the soul. I'm like, no, I don't know if it's good for the soul or not, sir. But he was trying to sell them. You want to guess how much he was trying to sell Smokey?
I don't know what the market is for that. There must be some sort of authentic, if you could say it's an authentic Smokey the Bear sign, U.S. Park Service or whatever, maybe $100.
$1,900 each.
Jeez Louise, was he selling any is the question.
Yeah, it's a good question. But at the time of the arrest, Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson highlighted the case in a post on X. What happens when dumb criminals poke the bear? Simpson wrote.
Pokes the bear.
Big thank you to Smokey Bear for personally assisting in the arrest. Yeah, as they arrested the guy, I'm looking at the photo right now.
Is he
and he's cuffed.
Yeah.
Hands behind his back, he's cuffed. They're putting him into a big police truck.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a police cruiser, but it's a truck.
Yeah.
And guess who's holding the door open?
Smokey the Bear.
Smokey
dressed
the
up.
Bear.
I love it.
A fella in like a big Smokey
They
Bear
make sure they
mascot.
staged that, I'm sure.
Simpson added that the department's agricultural law team had taken the suspect into custody, who allegedly traveled throughout Florida stealing Smokey Bear signs from state forests and selling them on social media.
That's great.
So investigation was led by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the U.S. Forest Service, with assistance from the Florida Department of Agricultural and Consumer Services Office of Agricultural Law Enforcement, the Eufaula, Alabama Police Department, all right, and the Florida Forest Service. So Alabama played a little bit of part in this story. But yeah, and I'm sure like that's a fun investigation for those guys. Like they don't want their signs stolen, but it is probably, of all the cases you get put on and stuff that happens in parks, like who keeps stealing the Smokey Bear
So
sign?
those guys, so all those organizations outside of the state, I'm talking all the federal, like the Park Service, Interior, they, even the Postal Service, they have investigators. They have 1810, 1811 is the code in the federal government, and it's a federal law enforcement officer. And Railroad Service has it, all of them. And some of those guys are interesting because they get strange cases sometimes because God knows what happens in parks. But I'm sure that they enjoyed that one thoroughly.
Yeah, that one had to be, especially
They're like,
to have
"Who
the
is this
cherry on top, the chef's kiss of having Smokey the Bear himself arrest him.
Come get it, boys.
Now, here's this top story, the top trending story at 1819news.com. A casting call has gone out for a racially charged movie being filmed this summer in the Birmingham area. So if you ever wanted to go back to being like really racist, but you get to pretend and paid by Hollywood liberals to be like really racist.
Stuff, yeah.
According to the casting notice posted by Mobile-based group Goleman, Goleman, Goleman Casting LLC, Sundown Town. That's the name of the movie, Sundown Town.
Don't get caught at sundown there.
Follows a group of black college friends who take a wrong turn into a racially hostile town where local myths turn terrifyingly real.
Wrong turn. Hills have eyes.
The movie's title is a reference to how pre-1960s some U.S. cities discourage ethnic minorities from going out or staying in town at night.
Yeah.
Now, I still think there are sundown towns, but it'd be like places where I wouldn't be welcome.
That would be like in West Virginia and Idaho.
And it's not even a race thing. It's like, what's that long-haired leaping gnome doing in these
They want to
parts?
go camping with you when you go there. That's what they want to do. Yeah, you're right, brother.
But Goldman Casting is looking to fill 28 non-union roles, including a, quote, white passing and flawlessly bougie woman.
Bougie. We know who these people are that are doing it.
An albino black male.
Let me guess. The next one is a transgendered, hair cleft palette, North African trans
No, but
migrant.
it is a leftist trope.
Okay, well.
A racist cop.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All right. And the president of the United States.
Southern Poverty Law Center president, too.
Of the roles that specify race, 12 are white.
Oh, boy.
And 7 are black.
Oh, boy.
Birmingham YouTuber Kanigra Dion is attached to write, direct, and star in the movie as part of Tubi's creator program.
Tubi, I know
It's
that
a
channel.
Tubi movie.
It's a Tubi movie, not a Hallmark movie.
Hey, guys, y'all seen Sundown Town on Tubi yet? And it's in partnership with actor Kevin Hart's entertainment company, Heartbeat.
I knew it. We had some sort of backing.
Yeah, Dion announced the deal on her LinkedIn page 8 months ago.
Okay.
Sometimes referred to as the Tyler Perry of YouTube, Dion's channel of short-form scripted content boasts roughly 6 million subscribers, so good for her.
I like that. The Tyler Perry of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The king of shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, though, like, There's no Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry. Like, there's no,
Right.
like nobody's copying. Like I know
Yeah.
Kevin Hart's got his thing, and I know Cat Williams has got
Yeah,
a
he
thing
does.
here in Alabama. But like Tyler Perry's kind of on a level of his own.
He's. I'd say he is. He's. I would set him aside from them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Hart. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
very successful
He's
man.
very successful.
But like, I don't know. When I think of like creators that are just like in their own unique stamp too.
You know-
there's a kind of a Tyler Perry thumbprint on everything.
And that's a term. I don't know. You're not. I don't know with your age how you feel about it. But and I'm not a boomer. I'm a son of a boomer.
Yeah,
I'm a son of a
you're a Gen
Vietnam
Xer,
veteran
for sure.
Yeah, I'm a Gen Xer. I have a problem with the term content creator.
Yeah.
Or whatever the other one is. It's just like, come on.
YouTuber?
No, not YouTuber. The content creator, or what's the other one they do? Influencer.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man. This is not Oscar Wilde stuff people are producing. This is not good theater. This is I don't know. I just have a problem. Don't cheapen. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? I know. But my point is this. I'm saturated with it. Robin goes, what is influencer? I'm like, she's not influencing us. I go, well, there is a negative part of it too.
Yeah, you can be a negative influencer.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know how you felt about that.
I mean, I kind of with you, but I mean,
it's euphemism, I guess. But
like, I'm sitting here still writing like essentially poetic classical essays.
Yeah.
So that's not exactly hip these days.
You're a Christian apologist,
right? So that's I don't know.
Okay.
I watch a lot of the
I'm
YouTube.
just
Though I
curious.
am of that generation.
I know I do
but
too. No, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Right.
But I don't necessarily think of them as an influence. It's just like the Urbex twins. I like watching where they're going down into these abandoned places. I love it. I'm into that, And the thing is, but Robin goes, I got a problem with the semantics. It's always influencer, content creator. I don't know. Sorry. Maybe I'm getting old.
Now, folks did see me.
Yeah.
My pasty white self out. I posted a photo.
I saw that.
Riding the jet ski.
Yeah,
Again, shout out to Big Back. Thanks for letting me the jet ski. She didn't even know about it, but she found out after with that photo. And man, that's a lot of fun. Like riding a ski up on Lake Jordan. Like
a lot of fun.
You can get around pretty quickly and wherever you want to go.
You can.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
it's fun. These were more sporty ones, and I just had a blast on the lake. But because Lake Jordan's not that crowded, you're still mindful though of any other boats coming.
have to
Like
be.
always just paying attention.
It's like riding a motorcycle when you're on a jet ski, and all the people that want to jump your wake. If you're in a bigger boat, you got to be careful. And people usually drinking on that weekend. So.
And by the way, like I can't remember the last time I was on a jet ski when I was a child.
It's been a while.
And so there was one wave that snuck up on me.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty sizable one. And I didn't mean to, but I jumped that. I used it like a half pipe. It was
That's nice.
It's like, I almost threw my back out.
Then you feel it next day, don't you?
Yeah, I told Eddie this jet ski's about to make me pregnant.
Oh goodness.
2729228. But I'm looking at a story that's just sad, man.
What is it?
Alabama law enforcement,
Yeah.
agency, is investigating a water tubing incident that occurred on Lake Martin in Tallapoosa County.
Okay.
Man was injured at approximately 4:45 p.m. Saturday. You do this big Independence Day celebration and stuff, but he was struck by a pontoon propeller.
Oh boy.
Ow.
I don't feel good.
Stuart D. Holmes, only 25 of North Carolina, was being pulled behind the boat on the water tube before falling off and being struck by the propeller. Aaliyah said the incident occurred in the area of Big Kalijah Creek.
Yeah.
Holmes was recovered from the water and was taken to UAB hospital for treatment. So hopefully it didn't kill him. I hope it didn't disfigure him too much. That's a pretty nasty injury whenever a hand touches a propeller.
That's not a good thing.
And who knows? It might be something other than a hand. Who knows?
Mm.
But just be careful. Be safe out there because apparently there are a lot of people out on the water. It's a big 4th of July thing. Apparently there were I met with some folks. I was invited. I was like, no. That went to the Coosa, did some kayaking. Apparently there were like hundreds of people floating the Coosa.
There is a lot. Yeah.
And, it's just be safe. It's a fun time. But the water in particular, even when it's the Coosa River.
Yep.
Or let alone the big ocean or a big old lake. Good to just keep your wits about you, especially because these big holidays, you get a lot of amateurs.
Well,
like myself.
I tell people that, and I've had a lot of offshore boats. You've seen pictures of the one I had twin engines. You got to respect water. Water is first of all, it's an element that you're not native to. Okay. And secondly, when you hit water, if you're sporting and doing tubing, it's like hitting concrete if you hit the wrong way.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
It can knock you unconscious and break bones, and it's serious.
Yeah, no, Eddie told me, like, if you do flip, you're not going to flip it. But if you do flip the jet ski, have the, like, space in your mind of pushing it away from
That's
you.
right. Let it get away from you.
Like, I'm like, okay, I'll try. And just
It
not
probably won't happen to you, Joey. But if you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean?
No, it's interesting that, like, how quick that goes from, oh, I'm about to flip it to, no, like, you start feeling the thing and stop thinking.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Anyway, let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is East.
Hey, East, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I just wanted to compliment you on your photo of you on a jet ski. You immediately reminded me of a Polish Aquaman, kind of a Polish Jason Momoa there. You had that vibe going on. So, yeah. Look, I've got a quick question. I don't want to get off subject. By the way, thank you for having Hampton Harris on. He's somebody that makes me excited to go vote, man.
He's a fine young man.
Yeah. And if you can, try to get him on again before the election and talk with him further. I think he's got a lot to say. But here's my question, Joey. Man, your music is fire, and Don't You Want to Go is something I want on my phone. I don't know what I need to do to get.
I could put it out there to be downloaded, I suppose, or I could just send you. I've got your contact. I could just send you directly an MP3 of it.
Oh, do that, and I promise somebody will bang on the wall and tell me to turn the music down. That'd be great.
No, yeah, that one came out quick. That was like a 20-minute write. It's amazing.
But you know what? Some of the best songs are like that.
Well, and it's amazing what the AI can do, where if you do the chords, you do the lyrics, and you let that be sort of your backing band inspiration, where you can do a production really fast. It's pretty cool how quickly you can spin up songs.
Well, in my mind's eye, you're singing that, so it's good.
Yeah.
I like
If I sounded like Chris Cordell, I don't think I'd be doing this for a living.
That's great.
No, man, you got me fooled. Hey, listen, you guys have a great week. Let's go out there and get after the next 250, huh?
That's
Here,
great,
here.
brother.
Love it. Thanks,
Yeah,
East.
right.
272-9228. You know, and he's inspired me because I have to admit, just tired today. Like too much fun this weekend, and I'm also just relaxed. I must say, quite relaxed. I mean, because there's other stuff we could cover here, like the University of Alabama is bringing back a former DEI administrator.
Oh, really?
To the new Office of Community Impact.
Why would they do that?
I
think the coast is clear. I guess.
Well, because it's a big club and we're not in it. Godless and wicked. Now, Ernie Yarborough's, that's a quote of Ernie Yarborough. I like Ernie.
Yeah.
Godless and wicked. What do you think he's referring to? Because there's a lot of stuff where you hear this thing that is going on in our state right now is godless and wicked. What do you think of something like?
He's probably talking about Volunteer Nation.
Volunteer Nation?
Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm joking.
We got too many Tennessee
I'm
fans.
joking.
There are too many of them moving into Tweedledum, Alabama.
Well, I'm thinking, Ernie, what's he talking about? Got to be LSU
Godless
fan. Godless
and wicked. Like you might think of self-administered abortion. Godless and wicked. It's definitely something Ernie be about.
Yeah, for sure.
But something moral, like one of the usual
That's what I'm
cultural
thinking of.
issues.
Gambling.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking he's thinking of.
Right. No. Ernie Yarborough, godless and wicked. Ernie Yarborough pledges to bring back bill to end education payroll deductions.
Well, he's using the right buzzwords for it.
Wait, they're automatically deducting, and it's going to the teachers union. What a godless, wicked thing that is.
That's great.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, thank you for taking my call.
Hey,
This is
Sam.
Sam. Yeah, I'm calling from Pike County. The Smokey Bear thing, I just that struck a memory. Completely forgotten what it was. Oh my goodness. Anyways, listen. If you get caught. I know 20 years ago on the books here in the state of Alabama, it was a $5,000 fine for a state sign of any sort, or like even a cone, traffic cone, anything off the highway. If you collected some souvenirs and got caught with them, it was a cumulative $5,000 fine from the state. But so I guess the federal that park near Auburn I used to go to quite a bit. Part was Barton's Trail, and anyways, federal park. But I'm back. The whole thing. If you remember the show American Pickers, I caught some of those, and some of those antique signs. Yeah, they would really bring the big money. So you said that about somebody trying to eBay it just somehow it just made sense. Oh yeah, and like I said, it reminded me of El Salvador. There was no scrap metal laying around. You had to be careful driving, man. There was no pothole covers and that kind of stuff.
And you never know what you're going to find at a state park and a federal park. You just never know.
Yeah. I enjoyed going over there regularly for years. You'd never see anyone. Okay, here's a little story. The staff, they stay close to the maintenance sheds, and which is great. It's a great federal job, and I'd go over there and practice my mountain biking and just get an outing. It was nice and it was quiet because how few people you would run into, and it's good up and down the trail. But I remember after 9/11, sure enough, a federal agent. I was changing. I was half naked, and I was like, "Hey, it's guys, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, Joey." And the one time I actually ran into some kind of law there on the anyway, I'm going along on this, but yeah, and I'm trying to tell the guy, man, I'm changing. I was getting out of my work clothes, putting on my spandex. I didn't need any company. Yeah,
Spandex? Did you say spandex?
Spandex, son.
Man, what's wrong?
Yeah,
with you, bro?
It's the swamp over there, that trail.
Okay.
It goes about 9 miles out, 9 miles back. Yeah, man.
I'm trying to understand.
It's a great, all your skills. It prepared me. I've ridden all over the place, and I learned my skills right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Sam, he's a stream of consciousness. You know what you are? I look at your comments. You are a stream of just metaphysical consciousness. I love it.
Guys, I appreciate it. It is.
I love it. You keep me entertained. That's for sure. I love it.
That's part of having a relaxing afternoon. I'm about to go out here and knock around the farm a little bit, but
you be careful. It's hot out there, man. It's hot, buddy. I was out bush hogging all last week, man. Oof.
Oh, but it is fun when you get that stream going. Thank you, gentlemen. All right.
Thank you, buddy.
272-9228. Hey, before we hit a break, this part of the program, brought to you by Pest Pro Services.
Yeah, they're good people.
They're real good people.
They should be busy right about now with all the.
Well, and I love how much they've grown. Like, it just makes it much easier for me to.
Who starts a business during COVID?
Right.
I mean, they were doing it when no one was even.
It's like 2-3 people in 2020, and it's now dozens.
It's amazing.
And you see their trucks all over, servicing homes and commercial spaces as well, all over the river region.
Yeah.
And so if you're just looking for great local folks, and they really do, Ashley in particular emphasizes giving back to the local community, helping out other small businesses, always highlighting great charitable causes or local athletics, especially high school athletics. They're just great there at Pest Pro Services doing that. And that's the sort of folks that are, running your pest control if you sign up for their monthly subscription model, which is a great way to control cost across the year. And of course, they have specialty services like mosquito removal, which the place I was at the evening of July 4th, I got eaten up a little bit, baby. And I'm like, oh man, they should have called Pest Pro, because man, I got a welt on my face, a welt on the arms and stuff. I'm like, it's been ages since I've been bit by one of these nasty things. I don't know how people can stand it. Don't have to, because Pest Pro Services can take care of them, folks. So check them out today. Just call them up. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. We'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
We're talking with Dr. Clark McLemore at McLemore Dentistry, and this is where I went a few years ago to get my smile reworked. Dr. McLemore, you have a great offer for our listeners.
We've got all of our design and manufacturing in-house. So what that means is if you come to us, we have the entire process under our control, providing top quality prosthetics and restorations. And that really impacts our patients' smiles, and it makes us feel a lot better that we're doing the absolute best we can for folks.
Visit drmclemordentistry.com.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Closing things out here. You know, we already talked to Ray Bowles earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Got his whole report for his day trip up to Washington, D.C. to see the 250 celebration up there.
Story, man.
And let's go to Mike the mechanic. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, Joey, I've talked to you before about your music
Mm-hmm.
that you were playing just then before you come back on the air. Did you do that?
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics and did the basic chords. Like, really just picked up my acoustic guitar. Those chords came to me, put it into the AI machine, spun it up actually into more like a 60s psychedelic sound, wrote the lyrics. After I had the 60s psychedelic thing, I went for more of a early grunge sort of Alice in Chains, Soundgarden sound.
That is cool. That is just totally awesome. It has a good modern rock and roll theme to it to me. That I like it, man. I was like, I want that album.
Maybe I'll have to put it out. I've been tentatively calling it Joe Bird's Jukebox, and it's all sorts of different genres and styles, but that's the more most rocking thing I think I've known.
Well, you just keep it up, man. We've talked about it before. I got to try to check out that program that you use. I can't remember. Every time I ask you, I forget 5 minutes later. I'm always in the car.
Yeah, Suno, S-U-N-O.
S-U-N-O. I'm going to say it all the way back to work. All right.
Well, appreciate
Y'all
it,
have
Mike.
a good one, fellas.
You too,
buddy.
So, did we learn anything today?
Yeah, we learned that the precious game of football is under the duress and control of our commander. They can have their croissants,
yeah,
and the brisket and the ranch, but we will have balcony.
Yeah, I did like that line. How do you like that Buc-ee's and brisket now?
Do you like that? And then I added one. I thought about it. I said, I wrote it. He said, too late. I said, how does that ranch taste on those salty cleats? Huh?
Yeah, on those salty cleats.
Yeah,
now
like
that is a line right there.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much out of time here. Well, we did learn that Montgomery definitely needs new leadership. Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's not like I have inside information or anything. I'm just sitting here as sort of an aloof observer, and I'm like, man, this sucks here. And in all honesty, it sucks as to like
he's a pimple on our ass, a proverbial pimple on the ass.
There's that as well, but both the phrases we use, sucks or pimple on the ass, doesn't give due diligence to the true tragedy of having a small child shot and killed in a drive-by with a bullet that wasn't even meant for her. Our murderers can't even kill the people they intend to kill.
Terrible.
I was telling you earlier when we started the show, you go to certain parts of Montgomery. I seriously, I went over there. I was going to meet some friends, couldn't find them. So I got out of there. And this little bird was just sitting there hopping on the concrete. And I said, "What are you doing, little bird?" And he's like, "Well, my friend got shot." Even the little birds. Wasn't even... Montgomery's so depressing, some of the birds don't even want to fly anymore. It's sad. But on that note, let's rock out to end things.
Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg and Tom. How you doing, sir? They're next.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM.